The road to the playoffs doesn't start game one of the first round. It starts from the first day of training camp. And for the Barry's Bay Wolves, they have been fixated on many things, becoming a harder team to beat on the road, which they have done, going 5-5-0 away from the friendly confines of the Paul Yakubuski Community Center. They wanted to be an even more physical team. Adding Cody McNaughton, Blake Menard, and Wayne Rumleski was a massive step in that direction. Those additions added to the already defensively minded tough Kelly Summers, Devin Campbell, Robert Lapine, Ben Harris, and company. One thing you're not going to get any time, the Wolfpack, is that the other side of the rink is an easy game. They take great pride when their number is called to chop up the ice for their brothers, and just as important, for their fans. They give 100% and do everything they can to contribute in a positive factor for the 45-second shift. It's one thing that's led Barry's Bay being one win away from cementing themselves in the highly anticipated Outlaw Tournament this April. Goaltending has been at a premium. Sean Green is putting up some of the best numbers as a member of the Wolves, going 4-1-0 and 308 goals against average with a .903 save percentage. Ethan Lipinski has been solid in all 10 games he started, and Bradley Van Schubert has started 3 games and won all 3, posting a .233 goals against average and a .926 save percentage. He's now 8-3-0 all time, going back to last season's playoffs. All of that combined has made the Madawaska Valley Wolves a serious contender for the NPHL championship. Tonight, they take one step closer to their ultimate goal. Hello everyone, I'm Billy Bowl alongside my trusted colleague and son, James Bowl. We'll be doing all the technical aspects you will see this evening. We have got, as always, a barn burner of a hockey game here on NPHL Central as the Madawaska Valley Wolves are one win away from punching their ticket to April 24th's Outlaw Tournament that the NPHL will be hosting. They were scoreboard watching for the last couple of weeks as the Tweed Oil Kings led most of the way, but Barry's Bay has been they keep on winning. They're now posting a record. I did have it right here. I want to make sure that it's perfect, but it's 9-2-0 over their last 11 games. And that right there has put them in the position where they are, giving them an opportunity to be home for the best 2 out of 3 series next weekend against the Shawville Pontiacs. And that right there is huge for them as they their home record is 28-2-1, one of the best ever in the NPHL, and also gives them an opportunity to get themselves in that all-important spot for the Outlaw Tournament, which for everybody asking at home, this is how the Outlaw Tournament is set up in generality, is the leaders of every division across the Metro and the Capital Conferences will get a spot in the April Outlaw Tournament. So that's 6 teams taking up 8 spots. The other 2 are what are called the wild card spots. Those will be given to the 2 teams that have the first most points outside of a division leader in both conferences. And Barry's Bay looking to be one of those teams right now. Now, things can get a little dicey depending on who wins the championship and whatnot, but the way it looks is in Barry's Bay's side of things. The Smith Falls Ritos, the North Dundas Rockets, the Manotick Mariners, and I'll have to check out the last one here, folks. I'm sorry, I thought I had it. Here we go. Deserano Bulldogs are the ones that are going to move on and solidify themselves as an Outlaw Tournament representative. And then you've got, of course, Barry's Bay if they can win here tonight or tomorrow against the North Dundas Rockets. We will not be at that game. We will be doing the Wellington County Royals as they host the Durham Hawks in their last games of the season. And that should be a great one. So tune in tomorrow. Start time will be 7 o'clock. And this one was supposed to start at 8 o'clock, but they're a little bit behind actually right now. It's 7:41. They might not start till about 5, maybe 10 after 8, to be totally honest with you. And a thinner roster than usual for Barry's Bay, as Devin Campbell will be serving. Right now it's a 2-game suspension. It may be 1. He might be around for North Dundas tomorrow. Jacob Stay is out of the lineup. Lucas Savage, Quentin Rook, Kelly Summers as well. Brace Coop, who was incredible the other night. that we were here last weekend. Owen McDade and Wayne Rumleski are not in the lineup tonight for the Barry's Bay Wolves. Starting goaltender, from what I heard tonight, will be Sean Green in that beautiful 4-1-0 record and the just over 3 goals against average. Actually, James, if you want to get him right there, Sean Green, the goalie of Barry's Bay. He's been incredible this season, and he's played a lot of games. Last weekend, stopping 19 of 20 shots against the Shawville Pontiacs in that big 9-3 win for them last weekend. On the other side, from what I understand, it'll be Carlin Lyle, who will be the goaltender of record for Arnprior, sitting at 3-14-0 with a 696 goals against and an 862 save percentage. He will be tending the nets for the Arnprior Rivermen, and they have some slick-looking jerseys. And the beauty thing about it is their nameplates are on the backs of their jerseys. You've got to love that. But this season has been incredible, folks, as every season. We're now going into our 5th in the NPHL. Well, my 5th, mine and James's 3rd. I did a little bit for B2SN there a while back. And your out-of-town scoreboard, who's playing tonight, be the Westport Lumberjacks, looking to get their 19th game under their belt as they sit 7-11-0. They'll be playing those Tweed Oil Kings. It's a must-win for Tweed to get into the Outlaw tournament. If they lose, then that will give Barry's Bay the last spot as well. Pockham Falls Rapids looking to wrap up their season as well as they play the South Grenville Rangers and the Aquas. Osney Wild, this will be their last game of the season, as well as the Shawville Pontiacs that they will face off. And all those games will basically be starting around the same time that this game will be. So we'll keep you up to date on all of those games around the league. For the fans of Barry's Bay, the players you need to look for the Arnprior Rivermen, Adrian Moyes, he is leading the pack with 4 goals and 11 assists on the season. Anthony McVeigh, he has 6 goals and 4 assists on the season. Andrew Cuglietta, 7 goals and 2 assists. Alex Hulford, 4 goals, 5 assists in his 8 games this season. Sebastian Oymet, 3 goals and 6 assists on the year. And Dan Johnson, 5 goals and 3 assists on the season. Those are your Arnprior Rivermen leading scorers. And they will look to close out their games here against Barry's Bay on a positive note. For your Madawaska Valley Wolves, Jared Stay, he is in the lineup tonight, and he has been absolutely fire this season for Madawaska Valley. Jared Stay sitting in 3rd place in the league in points with 46 on the year. He's sitting 2nd place in goals with 27 on the year. And he is in 1st in game-winning goals, sitting with 5 on the season. It's absolutely ridiculous, the seasons that he has. And if you watch him, I mean, it's the same type of deal as I said last week, that he tries to get behind enemy lines to spring for that breakaway. And it's not that he doesn't play defense. It's nothing to do with that. It's that because he plays a good 200-foot game, it's that he can read the play in the defensive end where he can then spring and get himself away from the pack, and they don't see him till it's far too late. And by that time, he's in on a breakaway, and Jared has got such a lethal release and great hands that it is hard for even the best of the goalies to make the save on Stay when he gets himself alone on the goalkeeper. So he's your leading goal scorer. As I say, I mean, he's averaging almost 3 points a game. So it's just something to behold. But Kelly Summers, another guy, he's not in the lineup, but I just wanted to point him out. He's averaging almost 2.5 points a game as a defenseman. Hopefully he'll play tomorrow because he has an opportunity to get 10 goals on the season as a defenseman in his 15 games. It's absolutely ridiculous. Brett McKenzie, now here's a guy that's on a point streak. He's played in 17 games this year and has been held off the score sheet only twice, and that was in his first 2 games that he played, getting his feet underneath him and getting himself going, because since then he's been on a 15-game point streak. 15 straight with a point. 8 goals and 24 assists on the season. Brett McKenzie for the Barry's Bay Wolves, number 12 on your score sheet. And then Cody McNaughton, brand new addition to Barry's Bay. As I mentioned him in the opening, he doesn't just score, he doesn't just get points. He set his players up or anything. he plays a 200-foot game, like I was saying about Jared, but he's a tough guy to play against, and he's been filling the net as well. I mean, this year he's been held off the score sheet only twice as well in his 15 games, and he's recorded 12 goals and added 14 assists in his first campaign in the black, red, and white. So a guy to really watch out for in the Barry's Bay uniform. And Blake Menard, we didn't see him last weekend, but he is in the lineup tonight for the Wolves. And he's another guy alongside his defensive squad. He's recorded 5 goals and added 15 assists over his 17 games in a Wolves uniform. A very much welcome addition for the back end for Barry's Bay. And you've got the Devin Campbells and the Lapines and the Summers. And when you add in Menard, I mean, it's got to be considered one of the best defensive core in the entire league. Ethan Pegg as well. I've got a write-up on him as well. Jordan Ryan, Isaac Enright. I don't want to leave anyone out. Quentin Rook as well. There's Ryan Lapine and Nolan Rook as well. They have such a reliable defensive core that it makes it even more difficult to play against a team that has so much high-octane offense. And these guys are not just playing for, let's just come out and have a nice Sunday skate. These guys are playing to play for these incredible fans that are here and to play to win. I mean, last year they were knocking on the door, and they just fell short, and it was a great effort. But tonight will be their second last game of the season against a team that Arnprior can play some incredible hockey. They can be a very difficult team to beat. They haven't had the results that they would like throughout this season, but it's going to be a real good test for Barry's Bay because Arnprior is not a team that'll lay down. They have a lot of lethal weapons up front and on the back end as well. And Lyle is an incredible goaltender as well. Again, the numbers do not always speak to the player. I've watched Carlin play some games, and he has been absolutely stellar. And we'll see what he can do here tonight against Barry's Bay, a team hungry. They, like I say, they don't have everybody in the lineup, but they still have a lot of firepower. And Arnprior's going to have to come out guns a-blazing in the early part of the game and beyond. It's got to be all hands on deck here from the Wolves' Den in Madawaska Valley. And we're excited to be on hand. We're only 3 minutes away. James has been hard at work over the last several days. He did have an idea of a highlight pack. He called me up, changed his mind, and has went with a couple others, and they were way better than even the first idea that he had. But he has 7 in total highlight packs that we're going to use tonight and tomorrow over the next 2 days. 7. I mean, we decided on doing was the Barry's Bay versus Shawville from last weekend, the recap of that game. Don't go anywhere in the first intermission because we're going to be doing the Barry's Bay and the Manotick game. One of the biggest wins of the season for the Barry's Bay Wolves is they're the only team of record so far to beat Manotick in a huge game that we had here from the Paul Yakubuski Community Center.
Wasn't the Manotick game also Barry's Bay was undefeated at home, this was at home, so it was a battle of the record, right, the streak?
Yep, it absolutely was. It's now 28-2-1 streak for Barry's Bay. And at the time, they were 7-0, I'm pretty sure, but they were unbeaten in like 15 straight or something like that on home ice, going back to last season and last season's playoffs. And Manotick at the time were undefeated and really rolling over some teams. They beat up on North Dundas, who beat out Manotick last season in the playoffs and handled them pretty well in the regular season. Manotick on the last night of the season beat North Dundas to break up North Dundas's undefeated streak last year. So the win was incredible, and it was quite an atmosphere here. Yes, it was. And James has that for our first intermission, which would be a good one. And then in our second intermission, because this is basically getting to the end of the season, we have the North Dundas Rockets game, and it's really as well because we're not here for tomorrow's game, North Dundas versus Barry's Bay. It's North Dundas versus Smith Falls to win the championship from last season. I actually haven't got to see that highlight package, so I'm excited to see it as well. So don't go anywhere. We got a lot going on in the first and the second intermission. And as well right now, as soon as they clear up the ice. You know what? We might as well go to it right now, James, because it's going to be a short intermission. So, folks, stay tuned for this game. The 12-5-0 Barry's Bay Wolves against the 3-15-0 Arnprior Rivermen, live from the Paul Yakubuski Community Center in beautiful Barry's Bay, Ontario. So enjoy this highlight package. The Barry's Bay Wolves against last weekend's Shawville Pontiacs that made a visit out here, and we had it live for you here on NPHL Central. So we hope you enjoy it, folks. Stay tuned. We'll be back right after this. Draw actually outside the zone. DDD pass, fires that up to the neutral zone, and McKenzie had him all tied up in knots. Along the wall, sent through. Jared Stay in, keeps it away from him, gets that shot off, that wicked wrister. That goes back to the point. Keane again, throwing it in behind the net to the dot, and the shot blocked. Rebound, scores! Kelly Summers rifles one home, and the Barry's Bay Wolves are on the score sheet first, and why not? Kelly Summers. Face off to the left. Point chance. Campbell the shot. Scored! Cody McNaughton tipped it in, and it's 2-0 for the Barry's Bay Wolves. That'll hit a wall and go all the way back into the Barry's Bay zone. 1 minute remaining in the power play. Trying to find out this penalty. Yeah, 10-minute misconduct for Jason Argue. Over to Devin Campbell, sending it low. The puck hit something, hopped over Robert Lapine's stick. Looking into the slot, he'll send it back down low. Campbell lurking, trying to get down low. Kelly Summers. Strivers the blue line, over, and a shot and a goal! What a shot by Brett McKenzie. Ripped the water bottle right off the top of the net, and Barry's Bay has got a 3-goal lead. Draw to the right of Plouffe. One back by Pontiacs. A shot, scored! Ripped it through. Ethan Pegg finds the back of the net on a blistering snipe shot, and Barry's Bay leads this one 4-0. Jordan Ryan sends that up to Andrew McDonald. That'll go into his feet. No icing. Page sends it around to the far side, and that's knocked down. Looking into the slot, back to the point to Kelly Summers. He tried to get into a nice little opportunity there, and he throws it in after he was being harassed to the corner. Looking up ice for a break opportunity. No, they'll send it over. And going streaking was Jean-Philippe Caron. Now they're in. Stick lift there. Shoelist up to Stay. Jared Stay on goal. Scored! How does he do it? For a guy that has so many goals, how does he get behind enemy lines for breakaways on streaks? I don't understand it. Whenever we're here, he finds a way to get 1 or 2 a game. And it's not like he's not playing in the defensive end. He's playing his defense, but somehow sneaks up behind 3 defenders, and he's all alone. I don't understand. Face off, 1 to the point. Kelly Summers throwing it back into the half wall. Back to the point to Summers. Over to Devin Campbell. To Stay. They got McKenzie down low, and he's got the puck now. Back to Stay. Stay looking to the point. Devin Campbell pick it up. Shot through, and that's blocked by McKenzie. Summers to Stay. That was prime Stay opportunity there. Into the slot now. Swings at it. Rebound! What a goal! Brett McKenzie fires it top shelf on a hard work in front of the net. No, that's McNaughton in front of the net. Cody McNaughton fires it top shelf. Hard work all the time by number 82. Ray's Coop goes in after that puck. Ryan will be there first. Knocked into the wall. Spins on his man. Braze Coop sends it down low to get the cycle going, but a good play by Zachary Page to pick that off, and Shawville sends a long pass up across the blue line. Sends it into the slot area, and that's picked off. And Jake Sinclair is hit by a truck called Jean-Robin Mantha. He's in and scores. What a shift by Mantha. Knocks him down. Sinclair, the mid-ice, and finishes the play in style. Big man in front of that net, and really smart power play here, made up by Maggie and company. Draw. It's going to be kicking out Robert Lapine, the face-off. And now redo it. Minute 35 left in the power play. 17:58 to go here in our final frame. Good pass. Oh, a nice try there by Lapine. Got waved out of the draw, but almost had himself a nice goal in the wing. Summers to Campbell. Back to Summers. He walks in. Shoots. Scored! Kelly Summers. You can't give him that much room. He'll pick the top shelf. Very physical hockey game. And Barry's Bay is really, they were ready for this one, let me tell you. And Shawville is really trying to find the third period. Win a period, but that one's tipped, and that's in the back of the net. What a nice shot and a great redirect. It's 8-1, Barry's Bay. Back to Kelly Summers. Summers being hemmed there. Find a way to get it down low to McNaughton. Looking in front of the net for Schulist. Lapine along the half wall. Nice play there to get it back to Kelly Summers. Throwing it in behind the net and around to the other side. Could be picked off by Caron, but he'll lose that battle to Devin Campbell. Campbell takes the hit, throws it back to McNaughton. He'll go in behind the net. Waugh battling with him. Schulist walks out. Nice move into the slot. Schulist scores! Jack Schulist finds the back of the net and a snipe shot there. And it's 9-1. Barry's Bay draws one. By Powell, send that over. D-to-D pass from Plouffe. Send over to Arruda. That's into the corner. Top of the circle now. Captain trying to set this one up. O'Brien, that shot, and he scored. Fires it through, and that'll kill a 5-on-3. There'll be 5-on-4 for the remainder of the game. Brett McKenzie out of the penalty box. Trying to figure something out there on the bench. They'll make it a 5-on-4 here. Face off, one back. Poof. Pass over. And Shawville to the mid-ice area. Across the line is Arruda. Sent down low to Powell. Back to Arruda to Powell. Back to Arruda. Shot through, redirected wide of the net. Sending it low, Powell along the half wall. Looking over to Arruda. Top of the blue line there for Plouffe. Back over to Arruda, he'll walk in. Get to the dot, send it into the front of the net, and everybody vacated except for McDonald and two other Barry's Bay Wolves. 2:22 remaining in this game that Barry's Bay has really put on a show for the hometown fans, and they will improve to 28 wins, 2 losses, and 1 tie here from the Paul Yakabuski Arena since their inception into the NPHL. Around the boards, along the half wall, kicked out the corner. Back to the point it goes. That's over now, and a shot scored. He didn't see it. Good screen in front of the net, and it's 9-3 now. Barry's Bay. Barwall. And that theirs will be sent down the ice, and that's going to end this game. And the crowd gives them a nice cheer as a really impressive 9-3 final for the Barry's Bay Wolves. From Renfrew County, coupling Wilno and Combermere along the Madawaska Valley River, which is known for its Class 2-3 white water, is where we find ourselves on this Saturday night matchup in the NPHL Central game of the weekend. Standings, goals, and assists are not the only thing that matters. When you're a successful hockey club and you can deliver a respectful hockey club and a passionate fan base with a welcoming atmosphere, every time you come to their arena, it makes the Barry's Bay Wolves franchise one of the unique hockey clubs in any league. They have one of the best home records in the history of the Northern Premier Hockey League, and it's not by chance. When you have a talented hockey club, a dedicated coaching staff, and a very bright management staff, along with a passionate fan base, a 28-2-1 home record is exactly what you get. Coming home has a different feel, one that a classy organization like Barry's Bay gets to experience every time they welcome a team to the Paul Yakabuski Community Center. It's a fun experience. For the opposition, the chances of them having a fun time is few and far between. Tonight, Arnprior will get to experience what the Wolves' Den has to offer: class, passion, and love for not only their hockey club, but their love for hockey and their community. It's a special place in a class few teams can join. Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another edition of Northern Premier Hockey League Central. I'm Billy Bull. I'll be doing the play-by-play for you this evening alongside my trusted colleague and son, James Bull, who'll be doing all the technical aspects you will see tonight. It's not just another game. It's not just the winding down of a regular season. It's a team fighting for their spot in the Outlaw Tournament. It has been a buzz all season long, who will make it and who will not. And Barry's Bay has put themselves in a position where they could represent Madawaska Valley in that elusive tournament. And tonight, a win will do that. It'll bridge the gap and solidify them as one of the 8 clubs in that incredible tournament. Tonight, Arnprior will get an opportunity to make the Barry's Bay Wolves faithful wait one more day. First time I've ever seen this, where the teams are on the ice without the referees, but two very classy organizations. I don't think they expect any rough stuff. So we'll get to the goalies. At one end of the ice for the Arnprior Rivermen, the visiting team, Carlin Lyle, 3-14-0 with a .696 goals against average and an .862 save percentage. At the other end of the arena, Sean Green, 4-1-0 is his record. 3.08 goals against average and a .903 save percentage. He is having a season amongst seasons that he's the best he's ever had as a Barry's Bay Wolf. They have him in net again tonight. Last weekend stopped 19 of 20 shots. Let's see what he can do tonight against the Arnprior Rivermen. Let's send it down to rinkside for our O Canada, sung by Ann Micah.
We welcome you back to the Paul J. Yakabuski Center for tonight's game with the Arnprior Rivermen joining your MB Wolves. Please rise and grateful, remove your caps, and join Ann Micah in the singing of the national anthem.
True patriot love in all of
Another beautiful rendition of Our O Canada. Great job, Ann. You blew it away. And as we get set for another epic tilt from the Paul J. Yakabuski Community Center, we give thanks to the Barry's Bay Wolves as this is our last meeting of the regular season. And they've been so supportive to us. We wanted to thank you very much for all the games you wanted us to do, and we look forward to doing some more in the playoffs. So thank you very much to the staff and the players for being so welcoming, and the fans as well. It's been an incredible experience. From James and myself, a heartfelt thank you. But put it all aside. It's time to put it on the ice. The Wolves and the Rivermen, Northern Premier Hockey League action. The first puck drop is one back for the Rivermen. Kite sending it back to the D, and that's sent through the neutral zone. Picked off. There he is, Blake Menard, number 22. And there's Jared Stay wheeling up in the neutral zone. Stiff pass to McNaughton. Cody McNaughton in. The snap pass really just missing the far side and going back to the point. Blake Menard along the wall to Brett McKenzie. That's a really great line. McKenzie, McNaughton, Stay with Menard. And that looks like Jordan Ryan on the far side as well, starting out for the Wolves. The pass into the slots, tipped and goes up into the mesh. We'll have our first stoppage. And wanted to give a huge thank you to the Wilno Tavern as well, a huge sponsor here in Barry's Bay. And last weekend, James and I got to sample, thanks to the Wolves organization, some of their food that I've never had what are they called, James? No, just a sec. Back to the point. And Jordan Ryan can't handle it. What are those things called we had last weekend?
Pierogies.
Pierogi. I've never had one I enjoyed, and they were.
Very good sausages as well.
And very good sausage, James says as well. It was fantastic food. The Wilno Tavern here in Barry's Bay. That's sent down. And there's Sean Green playing it in behind the net to Jordan Ryan. He sends it back behind the net, and they'll come out slowly with it. Precisely. And they'll turn back as Robert Lapine did not enjoy that pass to the neutral zone. Robert Lapine, he's played 10 games, recording 3 goals, netting 8 assists. He's a 200-foot player, folks. He does not give himself the credit he deserves. Number 44 for the Barry's Bay Wolves. Sent to the neutral zone, and Menard ran into him. It was an accidental hit on Boudreau's, causing a ruckus on the Arnprior bench. Menard stood up Boudreau, and no, that's not Menard there. That was Nolan Rook. I'm sorry. He looked like he was going to give him the swat and pulled up at the last second to take the puck. Ben Harrison, the forecheck. That puck passed along the wall, and a huge hit right here in front of us on Reese Donnelly. A hard time getting to his feet. That pass to Jake Sinclair. Shoots, and a nice save there by Carlin Lyle. Back into the corner, trying to wheel out with it. He stops up, turns back. Sinclair, he's got magic in those hands. The backhand out in front of the net to McDade. McDade trying to throw it into the slot, and that's knocked away to the back to the point it goes, sent in deep. And Arnprior will bring it out of their own zone. Stopping up is Denny. Denny turning back in behind his own net. Sending it up, rink, three-quarters of the rink. Battle there, kept in on side across the blue line, and Johnson will go into the corner and send it towards Green. Great battle there by Rook as well to keep our Adrian Moyes away from that puck. He sent it through the crease, bodied along the wall, and the hits are happening early. Ben Harris, a couple weekends ago, he started the Wolves as they come out incredibly stale. He let up 2 huge hits and got Barry's Bay going. Chance into the slot, and a chance stopped by Lyle. What a great offensive rush there by Jordan Laron. Stymied by Lyle. Arnprior sending it up the blue line and out. Dumped in. Menard behind his own net, sends that quickly over. The stick of Ian Wark. Laron can't hold on to that. Wark will scamper back into his own zone, be the first one on that puck. Sends it along the glass, up in the air. That drops right to Laron's stick, still bouncing though. And Kofelt will move it out to the neutral zone. Jack Kofelt throwing it into the corner. After him, good hit there along the wall. And Arnprior starting to give it back to Barry's Bay as Barry's Bay has come out hitting in this one. The forecheck is real. Sending it in behind the net was Haworth. Slot! Stopped there by Lyle. He had to be sharp on that one. Coming down the middle was Jared. Throw that behind the net. Oh, that's given away. Trying the wrapper on the backhander, and Green there again. a little miscue in behind the net after a long shift. And Arnprior right on the doorstep looked to get the first goal of the game here. The Rivermen's jerseys are something else slick, let me tell you. I like the design on them, the colors and everything. Face off to the left of Sean Green. Denny with the point right out here in front of us. He's got himself a good shot. Jordan Ryan along the wall to the half boards, to the blue line, and kept in. Off his stick there, tried to send it low. And then the slot shot, and he fired it far side and wide. Adrian Moyes along the half wall, sends it towards the net, and Brett McKenzie there will flip it, and it can't get out. The shot blocked and stopped by Green. And Barry's Bay having a hard time getting it out of their own zone here early on. But they will on the third attempt. Coming out through center. Across the line, the sift pass, McKenzie, the shot, and a kick save by Lyle. Stay. Fake going back to the point. And try and work out, but 3 Rivermen on him. Thwarted that opportunity. Back to the point. Sent in low. The Rivermen gather that puck, trying to rifle that up. Get it out of the zone, but Stay will jump on this puck. The snap shot, and Lyle had to be careful with that one. Stay has got a bullet, and he holds on for the whistle. 14:46 to go here in the first period. Arnprior coming out, forcing the issue on the offensive end. That's giving Barry's Bay all they can handle in the early part of this one. Rung around the boards, back to the point. Lapine sends it in to McNaughton. McNaughton can't hold on to that one. And it's drilled around the wall. Back to the point and out. Menard back to pick that up quickly. Sends it along the wall. McNaughton avoiding 2 Rivermen. And now he'll go through the mid-ice area across the blue line. Toe drag to get in, and Lyle very cavalier with that one. Shows the confidence that he's got right now going. Maybe that will spread throughout the Rivermen and keep this game the way it's going, which is a really great back and forth game. Absolutely, Carter. Yeah, unbelievable food. I'm not kidding you. The Wilno Tavern. My goodness. Hello, Cheryl, as well. We love bringing it to you live whenever we possibly can. James has got it set up pretty good now.
Really good Dijon mustard, too. I think that's really good Dijon mustard, I think, too.
It was. It was great all around. Like I say, I don't like pierogies. I've never had a good one. These were homemade, and I could have had 15 of them, but you got to be, you can't eat 15 of our home team's food for the love of Pete. That's sent up through the neutral zone. That'll go right down on Green, and he'll play that up through the neutral zone. It looked like 3 Wolves coming up there for that opportunity. Green again, he'll play that over to Menard. Menard to McNaughton. McNaughton to Lapine, just out of his reach, and that's going to go to, no, they're calling off the icing. Arnprior wasn't sure about it. McNaughton going around the D, trying to get in behind the net, turns back, looking out into the slot. The high slot was Lapine creeping in. Menard at the point, sends it on goal. The redirect goes into the corner. McNaughton keeps the cycle going. That one goes back around to the net, and Menard will ignite and get there first from the point. Turning from the corner, sending it to Menard in front of the net, and he tried to fire it high just up over the net. And back around to the far side here. Shot from the point, the redirect just goes wide of the net there. And that clearing attempt hits a stick, goes off the mesh, and we'll have a face-off to the right of Carlin Lyle. Great action early on in this one. Jack Schulis there had an opportunity. They'll bring out Ben Harris, Andrew McDonald, and Jake Sinclair. Is that who's out there? Yeah, it's Jake Sinclair. Arnprior countering. Adrian Moyes at the draw. Matt Denny there on his right side. Arnprior, I think, was curious about the icing, why it wasn't an icing. I'm pretty sure that's what they're asking about on that one. And they're all set now. That's one, and McDade got it with first into the slot, and McDonald just fired it wide. got himself wide open in front of that net. Chance in front again, and Lyle makes 2 beautiful saves there. Unbelievable. Like I said in the opening, don't let the stats fool you. Lyle is a terrific goaltender. He can steal you a game. And he's played a lot of games this season for Arnprior. He's been in 17 of the 18 games this year he started. Green along the wall, helping his defenseman out big time. Sinclair giving himself a little bit of room. Now he's gone by Johnson, being harassed, but stopping up with confidence. Sends it across ice, and Moyes will pick that off. That goes the length of the ice, and it's going to be an icing, and they'll bring it back into the Arnprior zone. Moyes is not happy with the icing call, but it was a 200-foot pass that did not connect. Well, I'd say about 160, we'll say. And that's going to go back into the Arnprior zone. 12:28 to go here in the first period of a 0-0 score. Both teams, one of them looking to break free here. Snap that goose egg rifled. And that may go, it'll go right down onto Green. He'll stop that to Menard. Menard goes in behind his own net. That pass over connects to Laurent, I think. Yes, sir. Nice move there, and a good slash at the puck there by Egan. And that causes a turnover, and Arnprior's in. Johnson the shot, and a good block there to keep that away from the net by Rook. Rook in behind the net. We'll pick that up. Chips a nice little pass, hops over a stick. Denny from the point, and Green, as he's been all season, just tracking pucks, not allowing any rebounds. And he's added the, I'd never really noticed him playing the puck a ton, but this season he has been playing it a lot and helping out his defenders in the process. Draw to the left of Green, back to Bird. Bird through a screen, hits a leg, and that's going to be chipped to the blue line and out. And Laurent is after it with Menard jumping into the rush. Drop back. Opportunity here. Broken up by Arnprior, and they'll turn it back the other way. Skating across the line and in is Donnelly. He's knocked off the puck, and Laurent plays it off the glass. And he needs a line change after that rush. Dre stops up, gives it over to Birdie. That was in behind his back. And Rook flips that over. He'll get a good line change as well as McKenzie gets it across the blue line. Sends it into the slot. Going after that was Kofeld, and he couldn't pick it up. Sends that on Green. Green, who is blocker, and he'll hold on for the face-off. Another guy with incredible upside to him, Ethan Pegg. He's out there, number 8. He's on an 11-game point streak, 8 goals, 7 assists, but his contributions, they are much greater. His defensive game causes a lot of turnovers and quick rushes that usually contribute to a great scoring opportunity for his club. It's a 200-foot play. Into the slot, chance, shot, and Green at the top of the blue paint makes easy work of that chance and holds on for the whistle. Stay, Lapine, Pegg, McKenzie, and it looks like Menard on the far side. No, that might be Lapine. Right, yeah. Ryan. But Lapine in behind the net. Oh, he second-guessed himself on that one. It's picked up, but he's battling to get the puck back, and he will. McKenzie along the half wall. Wins that battle. Sends it up to Stay. Jared Stay. Across the blue line. Wheeling in with speed, and on the backhand to the forehand, and Lyle with a great save on that one. Stay is motoring early in this one. It's funny how he goes from 0 to 100 in just a few short strides. And right there, Lyle again had to be massive. And he gets himself into close opportunities in that shot. I mean, you can see it. It's so quick. And by the time the goalie sees it, it's in behind him. Draw to the right of Lyle. He has been terrific in the early part of this one. Back to Ryan. No, that's picked up by Stay. Shot, fired it wide. It'll go back to the point. Lapine will pinch in. Lapine trying to throw that into the dot area, and it rolled on him. And it's back to the half wall now for Arnprior. Coglietta there, sending it in behind the net, up to the blue line, and that's going to be an icing. The Rivermen are trying the long pass just fine. Lyle. That draws one. They're in the shot, and he rung the crossbar, and it'll go up and out of play. I like that.
Perfect. I'll do it the next one.
Draw to the left. Lapine got something up in the snout there. Drew his head back, and that puck will go all the way down to Green. He'll play that nicely there to get it out of the zone. McNaughton settles the puck down. He's got speed across the blue line. Trying to get a little bit of room, but he can't, and he'll send it back to the point. Menard back to McNaughton. Now he's got room. Backhand pass over to the dot, and that's picked off by the back check there of Dan Johnson. Menard, nice hard pass up there to get to the feet of Lapine. Robert Lapine looking into the slot area here, into the corner now. Sends it into the slot from Menard as he pinched in, and that was poked away by Riley Egan and sent up into the rafters. Well, this has been a back and forth game there's a bunch of guys for Barry's Bay out of the lineup tonight. They were going to really try and grind the Rivermen into the ice. But early on in this one, they've just been some beauty passing like this here. Toe drag pass over into the feet of McNaughton, and it gave Lyle time to get over to make a nice save on that one. What a beautiful between the legs to get that over. And the slick play by Jack Schulist almost got us our first goal of the game. We played 10 minutes and 59 seconds. That puck there looking to go in behind the net. Change direction for the Rivermen, and Bird along the half wall. He'll send that into the corner. That pass hits Birdie. He'll get to the red line, and he stood up there by Blake Menard behind the net. And Wark sends that over to McNaughton along the half wall. The puck jumping on everybody tonight so far. Across the blue line, McNaughton in. What a pass and what a save. Rebound, and he shot it just one. What a beauty pass by Cody McNaughton. How he saw him, I have no idea, and Lyle come up with a big save. Menard pass, dot shot, and Lyle again comes up with a big save, keeps it at nothing. Menard sends it into the slot again. Chance swung at a bouncing puck. Jack Schulis again, man on a mission in the last couple minutes of this shift. Schulis again trying to pick that puck up, trying to get it down low to him. McDonald on that. Back over to Menard, shot through a screen, and Lyle somehow finds it, and he'll hold on for the whistle. What an inspiring shift by that five, and that may spark something here for the Wolves in the second half of this period. Sinclair at the draw. McDade along the half wall, sending it into the slot, and Lyle reacts quickly to find that puck bouncing way up in the air. Before it became a problem, covers it, holds on for the draw. Sinclair at center, McDade on the left, McDonald on the right, back of the point. 28, Nolan Rook on the right side. That looks like Ryan. Second effort play there in front of the net, just about caused a ruckus for the Wolves. Arnprior behind their own net, trying to move it out to center. Waiting with Sinclair for McDonald to get onside. Rifled him a pass that was juggled, and Arnprior now takes it across the blue line. Kite hits the blue line, and he gets hit there by Rook. Battle behind the net. McDade and McDonald won that one. McDonald in the corner, digging, and it goes back along the half wall. Sinclair thought he was going to throw it back to the point, pinched it off on the wall, and they are dangling to the point. The shot deflected in front, the redirect, and another chance. Great second effort in front of the net by Ryan to thwart that opportunity. That puck goes into the middle. Rook off the wall to the blue line, can't get it out. This time they will. Short pass to McDonald. McDonald gets to the red line, dumps it in, and they get a well-needed change. Kofeld on that. Kofeld, that shot there, he was hustling in after that puck. Broken stick now into the slot area. Shoots. Oh, he faked it. And it went to the left side of the net. Well, they got basically a man down here with the stick broken. Looks like Denis. Laurent sending it towards the net. That bounces up in the air. It bounced wrong for Lapine. He had a great chance there for a bullet shot, and working behind his own net, sends that to Laurent. A beautiful 3-on-2 chance now if they can keep it going. Johnson breaks it up, but he's got a chance to go to the outside now. Stops up, pass over to Work, and it just went under his stick, and a 3-on-1 looks like it's breaking up. Egan to the, what a play. Beautiful defensive play there by Ryan Lapine. To thwart that opportunity on that quickly was Jared Stay. Seeing his eyes go about as big as saucers. Goes to the top of the circle and spins back, trying to make easy work. In on goal, Ryan again. The great save from Lyle. Back to Ryan, Shot from the point, redirect. That'll go into the corner. McKenzie to Stay, and Lyle again. McKenzie in front and scores! I think that's his 5th shot of the first period. Jared Stay, and you can't leave him between the hash marks for too many of those, because that's what'll happen. And he fires it to the back of the net. A beautiful pass by McKenzie, and it's 1-0 Barry's Bay. Draw 1, and that'll go bouncing back into the Barry's Bay zone. Just like last weekend, against Shawville, they had 26 shots to Shawville's 6. Barry's Bay now have 19, and Arnprior has 7. They're just coming out guns a-blazing. A nice play there by Peg to get it deep into the Arnprior zone. Stay was racing after that one. That puck will be shot back in. Denis for Arnprior will pick it up. Denis turning back and firing it into the corner. Nice play there to throw it in behind the net. It's hard there with that Zamboni door. That is some of the worst ice in any arena, is around the Zamboni door. That pass there to McKenzie. McKenzie over to Ryan. And Ethan Pegg getting a point on that one. That extends his point streak to 12. He's now got a dozen. Fantastic job by Ethan Pegg. He just chips in every game. Pass over, sent in. That's an offside. McNaughton didn't know it until it was too late. And the Rivermen out of their own zone, and dumping that in was Donnelly. Green doesn't waste any time, sends it to Menard. Menard leaves it for a streaking. Jack Schulist. That puck is dropped off there. Tried to be picked up by Lapine. Good play by Rook to knock his man off the puck. That's in offside. The Rivermen scamper out through center. Cross the blue line and in. Nice play there by Bird, but even better play by Rook. And he bodies him along the wall for good measure. Bunch of Wolves there supporting each other, and they'll be the recipient of this nice opportunity. Jack Schulist across the blue line. Looking to send it back over. He's got room, shoots it on goal, and Lyle will stop that one and hold on for the face-off. 58, Jack Schulist. He has really been like a little water bug out there for the first part of this game. My goodness, number 58 for the Wolves. And the Rivermen are going to have themselves a hard time. The Wolves have come out really firing on all cylinders early. They had a couple miscues inside their own zone because of great forechecks by the Rivermen. Chance at the dot. He waited a little too long, and he was taken down by McKenzie. Taken off the puck. Masita sending that into the mid-ice area to Kite. He's first to the corner. Work there battling against 2 Rivermen. And he took his man. That's into the slot, and a second effort. Defensive play there by Nolan Rook to thwart that opportunity. Sends it in around the wall. Green out to play it again. Green to Work, bounces on him, and Harris is there. McDade's there to pick it up. No, that's Harris. Yeah, Harris. Supporting and help now. The Wolves will try and get it out of their own zone. That pass in the mid-ice area, and a shot, and he fired it wide. Chance again by Moyes. Looking into the slot, Moyes throwing it back to the blue line. On him quick was Ben Harris, sent in behind the net and around to the other side. Rook there to get there first. Bouncing puck off McDonald, but he settles that down, sends it in around the net. Lyle out to play it. Harris on that quickly, and they will get a line change. Sinclair in behind the net trying to move it out. His stick is tied up. And the Rivermen throws it over to Moyes. Moyes, that's picked off. Sinclair needs a line change. You can see it. That's picked off by Moyes. Moyes across the line. Snap shot, and it's blocked in front of the net by Jordan Ryan. Ryan Lapine, the shot there from the awkward angle by Egan. That bounces out in front of the net. Flipped out through center. Nice play by Bird to knock that down. Across the blue line and in. Backhand pass looking for Moyes. Sends that to LaRonde, and he'll throw it around to the far side. 1 minute and 40 to go here in the first frame. Into the feet there of Holworth. Big hit by Kofelt, but Egan's in, looking into the slot. Shot, and Green settles that puck down. He'll hold on for the whistle. Well, as always, a nice crowd here at the Paul Yakabuski Community Center. They come here early. They're here for the pregame, and they just keep funneling in. And this place will be packed next weekend as Barry's Bay will play against Shawville in the first round. Games 1 and 3 will be here from the Paul Yakabuski Arena. McNaughton flips that puck out, trying to hit Stay on the break. McKenzie after him as well. Chipped, blue line, and dumped back into the zone. Ryan Lapine behind his own net. Sends that over to Menard. Tried to get it to McKenzie, but was almost picked off. But he got it right back. Donnelly was knocked off that puck. McKenzie along the half wall, sending it rink wide. And Jared Stay, great move around him. Another chance there, but that one's picked off by the Rivermen. Pass over to Menard. Sent back to McNaughton. Across the line to Stay. Shot, and stick got in the way of that shot. It went wide. What a pass. Wark over to Menard. Menard sending it in! And the tip in front. Oh, my word. What a play. And let the big dogs howl. It's 2-0 Wolves. A special type of player makes that happen. A beauty play over. Back to the point on a nice little tip play. And the shot towards the net, the redirect, no chance for Lyle on that one. And the Wolves have the first tally of the second tally of the game on their 21st shot of the period. Shots are now 21-9, Barry's Bay. What a game so far, folks. My goodness. And Barry's Bay, yeah, Peter, it is big time. Snowy night. We were supposed to be here. We would have been here at about quarter after 6, really. It would have been 6:15 by the time. The referees are having a meeting of the minds by the penalty box. Questions on, I'm not 100% sure, but we would have been here at about quarter after 6, but it started snowing about an hour and a half before we got here, and I really had to slow it down quite a bit to make sure we didn't end up in the Toolies.
As soon as we got into the arena, I went back out to the car to get something, and it was like a downpour of snow. White out. That's what that guy who you were talking to in the pregame, that is what he meant by it being bad.
Oh, really?
Bad out.
Well, your nanny will not like hearing that, let me tell you.
It'll be safe, don't worry, nanny.
We got winter tires. I'll be driving very slow, so don't worry about any of that. And stick around. We got 30 seconds remaining here in the first period. James would put a beauty highlight together, but stay in, passing it to the slot. How does Lyle get to that one? And he makes a beautiful save and holds on to the whistle. See what the call was on that goal. Everybody touched the puck for Barry's Bay on that one. Blake Menard from Cody McNaughton and Jared Stay. And that's why we have a 2-goal lead for the Wolves. 2:24 and 8/10 remaining here in the first. Menard at the point. Along the half wall to McNaughton. Back to the circle. The shot stopped by Lyle, as he has been busy in this opening frame. Robert Lapine, beauty past the top of the circle to Stay. Menard will fire it through and stopped by Lyle. Again, the rebound was there. Lyle gets back in time to stop that one. And that is going to be a whistle. And down on the play below the circle is, I can't rightly see what it is. It looks like Denis. took something up in the snout, and he is down checking his teeth to make sure they're all there. Hopefully he's all right. He went down pretty hard. He is their captain, their leader. No penalty call on the play. Crowd, that is class right here in Barry's Bay as they give him a nice cheer off the ice. Matt Denis is a defenseman, 4 goals and 3 assists in his 17 games this season. And he will go to the dressing room for repairs. 3.9 to go. Stay for the first intermission, folks, as we have one of the biggest wins of the season for Barry's Bay as they beat the Manotick Mariners, the only team to beat Manotick this season. And James put the highlight together. Stay, shot, and Lyle had to be sharp on that one. 1.2 left. And they have got to play it to the final buzzer. Stay with that rifle shot if they can win another draw here. Robert Lapine is terrific on these draws. And Stay can get another chance. It'll be back in a 3-goal lead. And that draws one into the corner. And that'll do it for the first 20. So your shots on goal in that period are in favor of the Barry's Bay Wolves. Just like last weekend with Shawville, the shots on goal 24-9 in favor of Madawaska Valley, and the scoreboard reads 2-0 in favor of the Wolves as well. So, as promised, the Wolves versus Manotick, a huge win for Barry's Bay, the only team to beat the Mariners this season. We thank you for tuning in. You're watching NPHL Central on YouTube from Madawaska Valley. 200 feet from your own net, but that there right in the slot area, good defensive play and an unselfish one to take him down and take the 2 minutes. That's chipped back. A bad penalty, for instance, in your own zone, tripping a guy when they're coming out of your own zone, that's ridiculous. 200 feet from your own net, but that there right in the slot area, good defensive play and an unselfish one to take him down and take the 2 minutes. It's chipped back to the blue line. Summers pinches in. Manotick rolls over his tape. Sent off the glass and down the ice. Campbell back. Campbell, Kelly Summers, McDade, McKenzie, and Lapine out for Barry's Bay. Lapine. What a toe drag. Drop pass to Summers. Shoots. Scores! What a play. What a shot. And what a goal. And you can hear it. This crowd appreciates that one. What a pass. And Kelly Summers nets it. It's 1-0 side. And Barry's Bay is out to a nice 1-0 lead here. Ryan Lau sends it in deep. Into that corner. Lapine along the wall, sends it around to the point. Merritt can't get there. And it's back into their own zone. And Kluche will pick it up. Along the wall, in through the blue line. Sent to the blue line and out. Coming through is quick Cody McNaughton. Scored! Cody McNaughton! The goal wasn't even called yet for Kelly Summers, and Cody McNaughton with great speed on the left side pops it home. And it's 2-0 Barry's Bay. Giacobbe as he was going towards the net. That's why he's considered one of the best in the league and one of the best captains as well. Across that blue line. Nice move in. Shot redirected, and they score! Brett McKenzie from Owen McDade, and they're up 3-0 early on in this one. Well, it looked like a dead play as they crossed that blue line. It was poke checked off his stick, threw it down low, and McKenzie never gave up on it and just chipped that home. 3-0 early for the Barry's Bay Wolves. And that's won by Ryan Lau to Renault. Skating through center, Dennison with good speed. There's Campbell, To the corner, nice play to get that. Slot, shoots and scores! Jonathan Sear on a turnover out in front, fires it upside, and Manitic makes it 3-1. The boos rain down from Barry's Bay. Stay tuned in the first period, folks. We've got the South Grant highlights from the South Bay Wolves game. That will be in the first intermission. So don't go anywhere. Back, picked off through the neutral zone quickly. And a chance, scores! Great teams respond, and that's exactly what the Wolves did. Picking off that pass, and Cody McNaughton with his second of the night. The half wall. Back over to Sear. Sear over to the bottom of the circle, tried to throw it out front to a Ryan Lau, wide open in front, and he couldn't. Thrown through a screen, blocked by Campbell. He's had a great shift, and he'll send that out through center with a dozen seconds remaining in the power play. Bolton knocks the puck off a Sears stick. Having a little jousting match there with John Sear. Renault sends it into the corner. Devin Campbell, as that took a weird hop. It's knocked down, but it's going in on a breakaway. Coming in is Pegg. Scores! Ethan Pegg fires it far side, and they're up 5-1 now. Back within 3. Getting set up for the second half of this game. Kenzie behind the net. He'll send that to Menard. Yeah, give him some time. A long ice pass and a breakaway now. McKenzie rung the goalpost. Brett McKenzie. Pass in front by McDade. Oh, another chance there by Pegg. And they couldn't find the goalkeeper on that one. And they got to keep rolling. Manitic as a team, as we saw last weekend, they can come back from big deficits. Dennison couldn't get the puck to settle down, and McDade was there, and there's going to be an interference penalty to around him in front of the net. Backhand chance, turns to the point, the shot, and he scores! Dennison from the top of the circle rifled it, and it's now 5-2 for the Wolves. Back end. Yep, the physicality is picking up big time now. Hit along the wall. Another hit right here in front of us. The shot goes wide of the net. They were looking for a penalty. Ripped it. No, the shot pass hits the official. Goes into the corner. Back to the blue line. The shot through a maze of people in front. It lands on a Wolves stick. The pass to the mid-ice area. Waiting for him to get open. That pass just gets through, and it's a 3-on-2 now. It's over. Kofeld looking into the slot, and he can't complete it. Back in behind the net, and Devin Campbell will pick it up on the half wall, sends it back down low, and it'll go behind the net to Kofeld. Back to the point, and a shot, and he fired it up over the net. Chipped it to the blue line. Campbell will go up 31 feet in the air, and it comes back down to John Sear. Barrett, Sear, scored! Short side. Connor Barrett. And something must have happened in front of that net. Things are starting to get scrappy. Half wall. Kofeld tries to get through, and he gets into the corner, sends it behind the net to Sinclair. Sinclair behind the net, and a shot on Kofeld. They're wanting a penalty on that one. Sinclair, and the boys moving it there, Dennison as well. The puck's out, and they don't know it. The Manitic Mariners scamper out through center. Across the blue line and in. Crossover. And flip towards the net. Sent around to the far corner, and Sinclair will chip it along the wall. That's a long way over to McDade. He can't get there in time. Dennison through the center ice area. Shot scored! Ryan Lau picks the far side. And the Mariners make it 5-4. Face off, 1 to the Mariners. Sent back to the other side, and it'll be Enright to pinch in. Along the wall and out. 2 of them scamper through center. Pass over. Lau. Scored! Ryan Lau ripped it top shelf. And Manotick has tied it 5-5. They've come all the way back. Turns it in behind the net to the shirt-footed Kelly Summers at the end of a long shift. What can he do here? Hands it off to McDade. Nice move around him. McDade, pass in! Shot! He just missed the short side and wide to the corner. Knocked down. Mariners to the point. Campbell shot through a screen, hits a leg, stays with it, shoots it again, hits the defender in front. The backhand pass to the slot, and that'll be knocked down by Connor Barrett to the point to Campbell. Along the half wall now to McDade into the slot. He'll turn it back to the blue line to Campbell. He'll set up a shot. Rebound! Stopped by Tondreau! Do you believe it? Riley Tondreau, second effort, and I think he might be in some discomfort here. Slot! Stopped by Tondreau again! Campbell holds the line. Tondreau is in some pain. They need a whistle. McDade, that's over to the point. Cross to Campbell. Campbell set up. The Mariners are exhausted. Sent through, tried to get the redirect. Giacobbe off the wall. They won't get it out. The fake shot, sending it in behind the net and around the boards. McKenzie can't control. They need just an icing even. Campbell sends it along the boards to McNaughton. McNaughton, a nice move. Knocked down, and with speed, the Mariners come out. Skating in is loud to Harambe. The shot! Great save by Green. Can't find the back of the net. Campbell at the end of a long shift tried to send it over to Lapine. Summers back into his own zone. 9:10 remaining here in the third period. Campbell over to Summers. Sent through the mid-ice area to Bolton, just out of his reach. And the Mariners will settle it down. Tondreau still doubled over here. Something is ailing him. Good hit at center ice there by McNaughton. Summers in behind his own net. He'll stop up and wait for support through the neutral zone. And it will come in the form of Lapine. Trying to go on the outside to Bolton. The drop pass back to Lapine. He couldn't get turned around. Sinclair will chip it in behind the net. And the grind is on. Sinclair looking to the point. And he was covered. He'll send it behind the net to Lapine. Backhand pass looking for, looked like Bolton going to the net. Knocked down is Lapine on Sear. Sent way up ice to Lapine. The drop pass now to Summers. Drop pass again to Bolton. Shot through a screen. Bolton will stay with it. The puck is loose. Chance again. And it's, where is it? Sent in front of the net. Scores! The Barry's Bay Wolves fought like dogs to get that one back. And it's 6-5 Barry's Bay. Can you believe it? The pack mentality works in their favor, and Barry's Bay has taken the lead with 8:05 set up in behind their own net, and the 2-minute warning has come and gone. Giacobbe through the neutral zone, sends it in around the boards. Kelly Summers is the first man there. Flips it around to the point. Back to the blue line, over to Renault. Renault, the shot through, and it's blocked before it got to Green. McDade out through center, knocked off the puck, and he'll send that deep and get off as he needs a line change. The goalie is pulled. Here we go. An extra skater on the ice for Manotick. Campbell and Summers in their zone. Flip down the ice. He scores! Kelly Summers! What a goal, and a big one. It's hard to find an empty netter bigger than that. Turns in his own zone, 200 feet away from his own net. and fires home the goal to give them a 2-goal lead. Back to the neutral zone. Sent over. Lau throwing it in behind the net. Sear will pick it up. 10 on the clock. Dennison over. The shot deflected wide to the front of the net. Stopped by Green. 2.7 seconds remaining, and the Barry's Bay Wolves have done it. There's no way that they will now improve to 25, 2-1 at home, and they'll snap the unbeaten streak for the Manotick Mariners. It will end at 12. Can you believe it? What a game to be on hand for, and Merry Christmas to you. A present that every Barry's Bay Wolf is happy to receive. Well, an exciting first frame. Thanks, James, for the highlight package. Absolutely fantastic. Your shots on goal in the first period. Madawaska Valley 24, Arnprior 9. And Jared Stay getting him off and running. Popping home his 28th of the season. He's only 2 away from a 30-goal campaign from Brett McKenzie and Ethan Pegg. All extending their point streaks. Cody McNaughton from Blake Menard and Jared Stay on a beautiful passing play. It was fantastic and a great tip in front of the net. That's where we find ourselves going into the second frame. Your out-of-town scoreboard, those Tweed Oil Kings, tied right now 5-5 at the last look. The first period with the Westport Lumberjacks. Note they're now up 6-5 in the second period. The Pockin Falls Rapids leading the South Grenville Rangers 5-1. The Pontiacs, Shawville leading Akwesasne Wild 7-2. Orangeville Blitz leading the Jets, or down to the Jets 3-1. And then of course our game here 2-0 going into the second period. Fast-paced, excellent hockey in that first period. A lot of hitting. The intensity will continue to pick up throughout this game. Not that we need any more of it, but both sides have really been laying the hits down and some fancy beauty plays as well. Barry's Bay they were having a hard time getting into their own zone with a few errant passes to start the frame, but they got that all under control as the period rolled along. Arnprior trying a few stretch passes in the early going as well. A few of them leading to icings, and Barry's Bay capitalizing on just great forechecking throughout that first period as well. So glad to see my daughters home safe. Congratulations to the Belleville Synchro skating hockey. Oh my goodness. Synchro, I think they're called Infusion is the proper name for them. They're absolutely amazing, and they are going to provincials. Congratulations, Sylvia. You did a fantastic job, and I knew you could do it. That's awesome, and I'm glad you pair are home safe and sound. Lapine towards the net. McKenzie right to the slot to Stay, and that was knocked off right at the last second. Thwart that opportunity. He's off to the left, Carl. Carl and Lyle, he was incredibly busy in that first period. This one is a draw to his right. Face off, scrummed and one back. The feet of Stay, he'll sift that nicely off to Menard. Back over to Lapine. Lapine, slot chance, Stay shoots it. He wired that one up off the glass. It'll come back to the blue line. Sent to the mid-ice area. Lapine will knock that down and give it to Stay. Stay, a nice move around a man. Fired that one, and Lyle made a great save with the glove on that one. He has got to have one of, if not the best shots in the league. Number 17, Jared Stay, the Barry's Bay Wolves. It is absolutely lethal. First one went well over the net. The second one was labeled for that far post and in, but Lyle would have none of it. Shoeless Lapine back to the point. That is caught up in someone's equipment. And when it falls down, Lyle covered it and holds on for the whistle. Absolutely wild here in Barry's Bay, always for their Wolves. Tonight is no different. Great crowd on hand. It's over to Ryan. Backhand pass, that bounces in. What a pass and what a goal! Robert Lapine stationed in front, sent a backhand pass to Jack Schulist, and he bangs it home. The Wolves lead it 3-0. Not a chance for Lyle on that one. No way, no how. He's made some scintillating saves in this game, but that one, there was no doubt. You betcha, broski. Word, y'all. I got nothing. But can't wait to see the video, Sylvia. Big time. McNaughton across the line. That pass over connects into the front of the net, and Lapine was held up by the defenseman. Thwart that opportunity. Bird racing through the neutral zone to Moyes. That shot stop. The rebound is there, but so is Sean Green. Can you believe it? What a save. He has been lights out for the Wolves, and that one right there is an exclamation point on his season. My, oh my. Johnson will try and attack. McNaughton will pick it off. They're on a 3-on-2. McNaughton stops up, tries to go around him, and he does. And a nice save there by Lyle. Sent along the wall. Ryan will pick it off. Thrown in to Schulist. Tried a nifty little play there. Picked up by Ryan across the blue line. Ryan in. Throwing it into the slot. Johnson looking for Egan. Couldn't get it up to him fast enough. Denny to Egan. Egan to Johnson. He's in. Fired a shot. And Green again. No rebound at all. That highlight will be played over and over again. That save. Did you see that one? Holy Dinah indeed. Wow. Draw. Hard draw. Harris will pick that up on the bounce off the wall, and Arnprior sending it into Birdie in front of the net, and he couldn't connect. McDonald to Ben Harris across that blue line, trying to make his way in. It went to Menard. He fired over to Sinclair. Sinclair sending it along the wall to Ben Harris. Pinched up against the wall, but he'll leave it there for McDonald. This is a good grind line for the Wolves. They can get a lot of good things done, but this one bounces past him. Menard on his horse after Donnelly. The shot stopped by Green. Sent into the corner. Johnson going towards the net on that one. Birdie hits his man into the boards. That's from behind, and that is going to be a penalty to the Arnprior Rivermen. Good thing he's all right. Head first into the wall. 2-minute minor to the Arnprior Rivermen. I'm talking about this line with Harris and McDonald and Sinclair. They get a lot of great things done, and Birdie right there shoving. I'm not sure exactly if that was Harris or not. He looked like he was laboring coming off the ice, but whoever it was, it drew a 2-minute minor. And Barry's Bay on the power play this year have been great. 22% on the power play, and on the penalty kill for Arnprior, they are sitting at a 76% kill rate. Back to the point to Menard. He's got McKenzie on the right side. He'll send it over to him. McKenzie looking for the half wall to Stay. Stay walks in, rifled a shot, hit the crossbar, goes up into the mesh, and we will, I mean that, oh my God. I don't know how many times I gotta say it, but Jared Stay, that shot is just labeled whenever he gets it. Doesn't need a bunch of strides either, just one quick step and bing. That one hit the crossbar, and we'll have a draw to the left of Lyle. Lapine, very fancy face off there. Into the corner. Nice play to Stay. Stay working himself away from that back of that net. Menard back over to Stay, and he's in. Back down low. Back to Stay again. Nifty play by McNaughton. McNaughton from Menard back to whence it came. Stay to McKenzie. Back to Stay. Down low. Lapine looking into the slot. A great defensive play there to thwart that opportunity by Denis. And that's going 200 feet. Kill a bunch of the time. Menard turning in his own zone. 50 seconds off the power play clock. Slipped a pass over to Lapine. Lapine sends it. Rink wide to McKenzie. Looking to go down low with it. Keeps the puck. Fires it around to the other side. Looking into the slot there to stay just out of his reach, but the strength to stay almost gave him a stick lift. Could have put him back into the slot with the puck, but Rivermen send it all the way down. Nice play there by Menard, very crafty. McKenzie streaking in on the left side. McKenzie dropping it back to Menard, shooting it through a screen and a redirect by Kofelt. Just went wide of the net. Kofelt back to McKenzie. Sending it low. No, back, stay. Shoots it, and he wired it just wide, and that'll end up on the top of the net, and they'll blow it dead. 19 seconds remaining here in the power play. 14:52 to play in the second period. Face off. Kofelt wins that one. Stay to Lapine. Back over now to Ryan. Stepping in. Redirect again. And I'll tell you, he's got to be so sharp on these plays. Everything's getting tipped and redirected. 200-mile-an-hour snapshots from the hash marks. Redirected again in front by Stay between the legs. Kofelt in his feet sends it low to Laurent. Into the slot for Stay. It's knocked away. Laurent throwing it back in behind the net. Trying to walk it. Nice play there to get down low. He's knocked to the seat of his pants. Kofelt back to Ryan. Sending it in. Another tip in front of the net. That's 4 straight tips. Shots from the point for the Wolves. Good Lord above. Some wild, wild hockey here from the Yakabuski in Madawaska Valley. Sinclair, McDonald, and Harris. The reason why this power play was had. Battling hard. Forced Arnprior into a hit into the wall. McDonald received that in the corner. McDonald trying to walk out with it. McDonald tried to get to the slot. It's out through center. Lapine sends that over. Picked off by Lapine. He'll send that over now to Ryan. Off the wall. Kite falling and sends it out of play. Across the line and in. A good opportunity and a great play by Ryan Lapine to thwart that one. Harris from Sinclair. Harris took a hit and knocked the man down. He is solid, brick solid, number 73 for the Wolves. He's laughing coming back across his own bench there. Shot in. Chance again, and Green makes a beauty save there to the corner. Throwing it into the slot area. Can't come up with it. Sending that down to Harris. The icing will be called off as he waited a little too long to pick that puck up. Aldrich Denis. Green, play that for Ryan. Peg just out of his reach. That's going to go 200 feet for an icing. Face off inside the zone. Arnprior looking to cut into this 3-0 lead. 12:54 to go here in the second period. Oh, I messed up. Sorry, James. My fault.
Next time.
Point. Chance there for Stay. Nice move around him. Playing it into the slot. Green steers it aside and keeps that away from the danger area. Across the blue line, McKenzie to Stay. Wide in, shot it wide. Rung around the boards, and that'll come all the way back to Nolan Rook. Trying to send a pass up. McKenzie will drill it in behind the net, and Lyle there to receive that. sends it off the glass to the blue line. Nolan Rook stops it, but the Rivermen are out with 2 on 1. Audrey across it. Green again. Coming up huge with another beautiful save. Back Stay to the slot. Stay rifles it, and a block by McKenzie. And Green is coming up gold for the Wolves. What a play by Stay. The top of that circle, turning back. They don't want to go at him, but they don't want to leave him alone too often. Looking back to the point. McKenzie directs that towards the net. Stopped by Lyle. Stay settles that puck down, throws it in behind the net to Peg. That goes back to McKenzie. Ripped a shot through by Rook. Steered aside by Lyle. Looking out in front of the net was Peg. That's sent back to the point and shot through a screen. The rebound on the doorstep. Back to the slot, and somehow Stay comes up with that with 4 Rivermen around him. He gets 2 whacks at it. Unbelievable. That goes back. Warwick will be the first man there. A line change for the Rivermen. A line change for the Wolves. Sent along the wall. That will get up to Lapine. Lapine sends it ahead to McNaughton across the line. Faked the shot. Tried to go around the defender. And that play is knocked off his stick. Back to the other side for Cheney. Cheney loses it. Tried to fire that to Lapine into the slot area and just out of his reach. Off the glass and off the roof. And 10:54 to play here in the second period. We're just about at the halfway point. Hope you're enjoying it, folks. I love bringing it to you. Good draw by Lapine. That shot through, stopped by Lyle. Moyes getting waved out. Draw one back to the point. Menard, he stepped in on that one and just got by him. Oh, a nice play by Moyes. The backhand pass by Egan. Over and Green again. He's there early and he's out at the top of his crease to make these saves look easy, but they are anything but. Back to the point, Johnson. That pass over. Flub, but Denis will send that in deep. Egan behind the net tries to wrap around and he scored. He caught Green. I don't think he thought he was coming out as quick as he was. And that cuts this lead to 3-1. What a nice play there. The Rivermen are on the board. Face-off, 1. And the Wolves tried to get it in deep, but could not. Lapine sends that up to Kofelt, just out of his reach there. Off the glass and out to center ice. Robert Lapine, a nice move. What a pass over. And they're in. Opportunity here now on the backhand. Good save there by Lyle. Into the slot area, tried to put it right on the blade, but that is out to center. Good play there to get it into the zone. Chipped along the wall. Penalty coming to the Wolves. For an interference on the back check. Kofelt not too happy with it. He feels like they just run into each other. That's going to be a 2-minute minor. You can do that now, yep. And we're talking in the first period. Will No Tavern Restaurant. Incredible food we got to experience last weekend. They're a huge sponsor here in Barry's Bay. They provide them food I think it's 3 times a month or something. I'm not exactly sure the number, but incredible food. And Barry's Bay is lucky to have them as a sponsor. And Will No is lucky to have a team like Barry's Bay to sponsor. Top of the circle, the shot stopped by Green. We just want to thank Barry's Bay for allowing us to sample some of the greatest food going around. To the dot there. That goes to the point and a ripped shot, and Green. It's a nice save there off the blocker. Looking back to the point, Denis scampers over to make that play. Adrian Moyes walks in. Moyes shot and he scored. Adrian Moyes picked the top shelf and it's 3-2. Great shot there by number 17, Adrian Moyes. And that rung post stayed in the net.
Goal penalties, number 9, Jack Harper, 204, Peter Kearney.
Well, we got ourselves a game now, folks. Don't go anywhere. One back to the Rivermen. A pass. Knocked down, but Denis was there to get there first. Nolan Rook hits his man, but they're in, and a high stick on an errant stick there. And the Wolves will go to the power play. They did not finish the play. That's out through center, and Jared Stay's got a break. Jared Stay, and he's got McKenzie coming. Stay to McKenzie! Oh, he just couldn't complete it. And that is why you finish the play. The Rivermen never touched it, and they assumed they were going to blow it dead. And that could have came back to bite them because they just scored 2 quick goals to get them back in the game. And on a delayed penalty, they did not touch the puck. Back comes Jared Stay, one of the most dangerous men in the league, with Brett McKenzie, another incredibly dangerous hockey player, on a 2-on-1. But no harm, no foul. It's still 3-2 with 8:47 to go here in the second period. Draw one, back to the point. Menard along the half wall. McNaughton back to Menard. He's got McKenzie right here in front of us. Gives it to him. McKenzie trying to pull him away from Jared Stay. Menard, top of the circle. Back over to McKenzie. McKenzie gets down low. There we go. Open Stay up. Back to McKenzie. Along the half wall. Back to Stay. Over to Menard. They're setting it up nicely here. Stay with 2 guys in front of the net as well. McKenzie into the corner, walking out, back to Stay. Stay looking back to McKenzie, and he'll get it to him. Ripped a shot, and a stop by Lyle. McNaughton right in front of the net, looking to drill that home. Menard in a foot race here. Oudre stopped up. Menard was on him quick. Menard, he is sure-footed as a billy goat. Came back, thwart that opportunity in a headman pass. Lapine trying to go around his man. Gets it into the corner. Lapine trying to poke it back to the point. Pinned along the wall. That'll come back. Menard trying to sift it over there. And the Rivermen will come out with it and send it to 100 feet. Green comes out to play it. And he sent it the wrong way. The Rivermen on it quick. Stay in, bodies his man to the slot, but McKenzie's the only man there. And they kill a bunch of the clock. 30 seconds to go on the power play. Lapine through center. Robert Lapine. Nice move, drop pass. Stay, picks it up, looking to go down low, and he can't. And a foot race here. Breakaway, Bird scored on the short-handed opportunity. He buries it, and it's 3-3. Arnprior with 3 unanswered, and it silenced this crowd. The Paul Yakabuski Community Center. The Rivermen will not go quietly into that good night. 12 seconds remaining on the power play, and the Rivermen have come all the way back to tie this game. Sifted back. Rivermen with a lot of momentum here. You can just see it in their strides. Ben Harris rips it around the boards, around the net, and McDonald's the first man there. Behind the net, the puck's hopping on him. Trying to fire it back to the point, Lapine. Back to McDonald. It's the end of the power play. Ryan keeps control of that puck. Ryan against 2 Rivermen. He will not win that battle. Nice pass back there to Denny. Rifling that through Cheney. Across the line. That pass over on a break chance now. Stopped by Green. Holy Dinah. The Wolves are having a heaping helping hard times right now. And they need to get it going, because the Rivermen are paddling hard downriver now. Let me tell you, folks, holy Dinah. Just feel that momentum change. Indeed, what a game, Cheryl. Good Lord above. That's one. Moyes into the corner, sending it on net, stopped by Green. Back, shot, great block. That hit Ryan in a very uncomfortable spot. As you can see him limping. Laurent, the half wall, sending that hard through the neutral zone. Over to Kofelt. You know he'll be wanting to pop one after that penalty. The wrap, slot, out of the reach of Laurent. Egan in a foot race with Lapine. Goes into the corner and Wart chops that. Kept by Egan into the slot. Chance for Moyes. Shot and a stop by Green. And another penalty coming to the Barry's Bay Wolves. Right up into the mouth. That's sent down the ice. Lyle has been unreal in this game, keeping the Rivermen close. And the Rivermen have now come back to make it 3-all in this second period. Back to the point. Egan sending it back over, and Stay poked it by him. Sent over to Bird. He'll leave that smart for Johnson. Bird just out of his reach, but Rook on him quick. A chance again in front of the net, and Bird couldn't complete it. Looking back to the point. No, he'll sift that over, and what a backhand pass. Shot blocked. Two huge blocks there now on this shift alone by Rook. What a pass over. Stay! What a save by Lyle on Jared Stay. Spin around to Johnson. Across the line. He'll stop up. He's met by McKenzie twice. There's Stay on a breakaway. Jared Stay. Oh my word, what a save. The rebound, and Lyle with two. Can you believe it? Wow. 2 10-bellers back to back on the short-handed break to keep this game at 3s. Carlin Lyle, as I said in the opening, don't look at the numbers. This guy is a terrific goalie, and that's why they've had him play all but one game this season for the Rivermen. Denny, pass over, flub pass, but it connects. They have another chance to get out of their own zone. To Coglietta, poked off his stick. High slot chance. Peg couldn't turn on it, but Lapine was there to support. And a stiff pass over. Menard can't find that puck, just out of his reach. Coglietta sends it rink wide now to Kite. Kite picks that up. That puck bounced in the slot area, and a shot just short side. That pass can't connect. Knocked down was Peg. Pass over. Wolves are having a tough time here. There's a wide open guy in front of the net. Set on the boards, back to Denis. Sends it through, and Green will snag that one and hold on for the whistle. 3:20 to go here in the second period. Holy Dinah, Arnprior has really turned their game around. They've got the Wolves on their heels in the second 20 of this 60-minute contest. Back to Denis. Fake the shot, sends it low. Donnelly behind the net, trying to throw it out in front. Menard, he'll send that over to Laurent. Laurent trying to move it along the wall. Battle continues in the corner. Couple Rivermen, couple Wolves. The Wolves will come out with it. Along the right side, Laurent trying to get that in. That flutter puck there. Contest for Lyle. Successful. What a game we're being treated to here. Shots on goal in the period are 19-16 in favor of the Wolves. 43-25 now for Barry's Bay. Get your goal scores here in just a moment. Stay trying to send that down low. Flips it through center. Knocked down at the blue line. Ethan Pegg, he'll send it along the wall. That pass there behind the net. McKenzie is there to retrieve it. Trying to send it back to Stay. Stay will get it. Stay couldn't find the handle. And that second opportunity is stopped by Lyle. Ryan Lapine. And that'll go up and out of play. Here in the second period, they got off to a 3-0 lead with Schulis from Robert Lapine and Cody McNaughton. Then it was Riley Egan from Aldrich Denis, Adrian Moyes from Riley Egan and Aldrich Denis again, and then Stephen Bird making it 3-3 on that shorthanded opportunity that they have up as even strength. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but I thought that was shorthanded. Yeah, I am right, because there's 12 seconds to go. Ryan Lapine walks in through a screen, shot, and that's deflected over into the corner. Jack Schulis giving him the old swat there. Try and get the puck first. Sends it over. Schulis trying to get that into Ryan. Schulis turning now, firing it over. Shot, and it hit the mask of Lyle, and they will blow it dead as it hit Carlin Lyle right in the beak. 2:02 left here in the second period of an action-packed game and a beauty crowd on hand. Stay tuned in the second intermission. We will not be at the Barry's Bay North Dundas game here. Tomorrow night we will be in Wellington County as the Durham Hawks travel there. So we will have the North Dundas Rockets championship winning game highlight put together by James in the second intermission, so don't go anywhere. Stay to Ryan. Shot through, and that just missed top shelf. Robert Lapine sending it over, and that's knocked away. That puck flipped out through center. Jordan Ryan was on that quick. Nice hit there and a good play to turn it around. Coming in is Pegg. Pegg around him in front, and a great save by Lyle. Wow, the goaltending in this game has been spectacular. Trying to go around him, but Robert Lapine would have none of that. It was Ryan Lapine would have none of that, sorry. Long ice pass. Goes up over the net. Trying to move that along the wall to get it out. Backhand through center. Ryan Lapine over to Rook. Drop pass to Stay. Stay ripped a shot. That one stopped. Stay again on it. Throwing it in behind the net to McKenzie. Backhand pass to Pegg in front of the net. And a good opportunity there by the Rivermen. Thwarted point. Robert shot and a redirect. Goes wide into the corner. McKenzie to the point. Ryan sends that through. Stay knocked off his feet and up quickly. Ryan picks that pass up. They'll get across the blue line. Ryan stepping in, hits a stick, and he'll get the draw inside the zone with 33.6 seconds remaining here in the second period. The game indeed, Cheryl, big time. Face off to the right of Lyle. Big draw. Nope, it's going to be to the left. Still a big draw. It's Robert Lapine trying to win this one. And he will, but that's sent all the way down. A foot races Menard against Donnelly. Menard, a nice defensive play there. That pops back to Lapine. And the net has come off its pegs. And that'll be a face-off inside the Wolves zone. Johnson, Moyes, Cheney. Looks like Denis out there as well with Egan for the Rivermen. Moyes, a pass back is picked off by McNaughton. Cody McNaughton along the right wall, sends it across. Lapine fired, and can you believe Lyle? Unbelievable kick save. Menard races back, chips it away from the outstretched Rivermen. 4 seconds. Cheney, shot blocked. The rebound's there, and Green steers that one up and into the mesh. What a period. It's 3-3. We've got a hockey game and another highlight package. The North Dundas Rockets winning the championship over the Smith Falls Ritos last season. Enjoy it, folks. NPHL Central from the Paul Yakabuski Arena. Devin and Spencer Cobbled out there for the Ritos. Walsh trying to force him along the wall, and Mott giving it off to Caron with McNamee tapping his stick up the middle. He has a chance! He scored! Smith falls! Spencer Cobbled, a turnover in the slot, and you can't do that to 23.
It's the Cobbled sister line that comes through for the Ritos, and I believe that is their first shot on net. So great start for them to get the ball rolling on their for game number 4.
Blue line and a huge hit by Costello, but away is Froats on goal, scores! Derek Froats, the captain, brings the Rockets to their feet as I squeak my way through that one. It's 1-1. Unbelievable. It's driven towards the net. Knocked down by the Ritos and a stick lift. Chance again into the slot, and Slack met him. They score! They make it 2-1, and who is it but the captain, Derek Froats, again, his second of the game, and it's 2-1. The slot again, and a great defensive play by the Rockets. Bennett looking over to Townsend. He'll move it over to Spencer Cobbled again. Shoots it through, scored! Way to go! And Spencer Cobble with 2. It's a tie game once again.
That Cobbled sister at it again with Eric Witzel right in front.
Quickly plays it to Walsh. Trying to get it out of the zone, but the Ritos are on that too quick. But they will, in the end, flip pass over. They're in the zone. Walsh shoots and scores! He's got a laser, and I think he used the D as a screen. It's 3-2 Rockets. 20 seconds left. Witzel taking his time. Coming in across the blue line, knocked off his stick. Chipped up through center, and a 4-on-2 embrace. McNamee cross, ripped a shot, and he scored! What a shot, and what a goal. 11:08 left in the second. They've broken up a 2-goal lead. A shot here would be perfect. Back to Nathan Slack, and a turnover, and a 2-on-1 ensues. And a break for Caron. Walking in, Caron. Nice move around, and a goal! What a pass! Fabian Walsh keeps rolling, and the Rockets are red hot with a 5-2 lead. What a beauty play by the defenseman, but an even better play to get around him. And a great setup for a goal.
Head up ice the entire time, and look at this.
McNamee scores! What a pass! The forecheck was incredible. Found him in the slot, and the Rockets are up by 4. Moores, both D, they're going off.
Keep it fresh.
Yeah. Smart hockey, championship style hockey. Through the middle of the ice, and it's Tate Leeson, a shot, he scored! Tate Leeson, they're cut the lead in half. It's 6-3, and the life has been injected back into this arena.
And there we go, the noise of Tate Leeson has returned.
Glass to the blue line, and a Baker knocked off his stick. They'll turn it around. Theo Todd, how's she going? Pretty nice, they score! Wow, what a great play, and they're back in this one, down by 2 with 13 1/4 to go.
This is hockey, Billy, we love this.
Oh, they've injected life into the arena, and that's all they needed, and it's become a hockey game once again. One back by Costello, clean to Leeson. Laser shot, Costello, over, score! The rally, they're down by 1, get the rally caps on, the Ritos are not done yet. Oh my word.
And like the word of Mr. Bull, holy Dinah.
Indeed. Will put 3 men on him to force the turnover. Spencer Cobbled at the red line. Help from Devin Cobbled. Hits the official. He'll get inside the zone to the Rockets' tape. Nice short pass to get out of the zone. Drilled in behind the net. Too hard of a play even for Dallas Slack to knock down. Nevins can't make the play, but Ward will! And Ward will score! They increase it by 2, and it's 7-5. Rockets. The draw is 1 for the Ritos. trying to move it over to Costello. It'll complete the pass. Costello along the wall, knocked down by Beveridge to the blue line and kept in. Costello shovels it along to Spencer Cobbled. Back to Costello. He'll shoot it towards the net. Knocked down in front and a chance. Spencer shoots. It's knocked down again. Can they put it home? They do! The Ritos have made it a game once again. They're down by 1 with 1 minute and 1 second to go. Listen to that crowd. Unbelievable. Draw to the right of Jenkins. To the point. Bennett throwing it into the corner and behind the net to Tate Leeson, directing it towards the front of the net. They'll get it to the blue line, or to the half wall, and not out. Costello to the point, the shot, the stop, the rebound, and it just goes wide. To the blue line, 9 seconds left. They keep it in along the wall. One last chance. Todd to the slot. Can't get it. Bennett, 4. Shot the read. Chance on the slot. Jenkins stays the season for the Rockets, and they'll go on and win their 3rd championship in 4 seasons. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. Shoot to win for 1,000 here at the Paul Yakabuski Community Center in Madawaska Valley. A good time to keep you updated around the league as well. This game here, 22-18 the shots on goal in that second period in favor of Barry's Bay, 46-27 in total in favor of the Wolves. In that second period, Jack Schulis from Robert Lapine and Cody McNaughton got them off to a 3-0 lead. And then it was 3 straight for the Rivermen. Riley Egan from Aldrich Denny, Adrian Moyes, a snapshot from Riley Egan and Denny again, and then Stephen Bird making it 3-3. Got the Jared Stay flick of the wrist going on there. And your out-of-town scoreboard. Reads like this. The Poggan Falls Rapids end their season on a 9-1 win over South Grenville. The Shawville Pontiacs put a good tuning on Akwesasne Wild 11-2. The Jets beat the Blitz 7-2. And the other game to watch was the Oil Kings and the Lumberjacks. With the Oil Kings with a 7-6 win. That puts the heat on Barry's Bay now. They must come up with a W here tonight to secure their chance in the Outlaw tournament. And so it's not just like any other end of the season game. When you look at the standings, Barry's Bay right now has 26 points with this game and one more remaining. The Oil Kings, with their win, they have 1 game left. They are 1 point behind Barry's Bay right now. But if the Wolves can get a win, that'll put them 3 clear with only 1 game remaining for Tweed, and that will give them the final spot for the Outlaw tournament. It's huge. It's absolutely a huge 20 minutes for Barry's Bay. And Arnprior looking to play spoiler here in the final 20 minutes from Barry's Bay. Third period action, folks, on NPHL Central coming your way right here quick. Isn't that funny? All right, folks, it all comes down to this 3-3 tie. Rivermen and the Wolves. A win here actually could have given the Rivermen an opportunity to leapfrog Poggan Falls in the last game of the season. But that is for naught as Poggan Falls beat South Grenville earlier. So, yeah. But they're looking to play spoiler, and that is always fun for any team. Barry's Bay wanting 2 points here as they play the Rockets tomorrow, who is absolutely not an easy contest for any team. And they'd rather get their 2 points here than have to worry about it 24 hours from now. 3-3. Tied with 20 to go. Face off, Kofelt at the draw, and he wins that over to Stay. Stay to Menard. Menard over to Lapine, trying to pass to Stay. And he'll get behind him, but he's knocked down. Kofelt sending it behind the net to Stay. Peg back to the point to Lapine. The shot through, and it's off the glass and around to the near side here. Menard sending it behind the net. Peg trying to pick that up quickly. Shoved into the wall there, but keeps the puck. Stay. Rifled a shot, and Lyle. Robbery again on Jarrett Stay. We've seen him look skyward many times tonight. as Lyle has been dialed in all game long. That'll be his 47th shot against him in this game. Unbelievable. Draw one, the half wall, bouncing puck to the point. Menard back into the corner. Schulist rifles it on net. Lyle there to gobble that one up. Hold on for the whistle. A lot of the action has been to our left. First period, it was a lot of Wolves on the left side of our screen here. In the second period, the Rivermen scoring 3 straight. The left goal net. That's 6. 5 of the 6 goals have been scored. And that to our west. It's picked off and sent up through center. The Rivermen gain the blue line. Egan bouncing puck over Adrian Moyes' stick. Pass up to McNaughton. McNaughton goes into the mid-ice area. Shot and a flutter puck will be stopped by Lyle again. McKenzie can't win that. Draws. It's one. Behind the net by Bird. The Rivermen sending that out. Egan shot, hits a stick, goes up into the mesh. We'll have a face-off inside the Barry's Bay zone. Green has been great tonight as well. We've been treated to an excellent goalie battle. Scrum draw, knocked off his stick. Sent in behind the net by Donnelly. Back to the other side, Donnelly there first. Good hit there by Rook. He's been physical all night long. Ryan battling along the boards. That comes to Donnelly, knocked off his stick. Now turn back. Kenzie, wait for the guys to get set up. Tried to rip a pass, rink wide. And that pass there, negate stay. DDD pass in their own zone for the Rivermen. That pass, it's up to Boudreau. Shot, great defensive play there. That puck bounces up and over the net. Great defensive play by Nolan Rook. Back to the point. Denis walks in, shoots, and it's stopped by Green. Throwing it in behind the net now. Corner and a penalty coming to the Wolves. That shot goes in behind the net. Rung back out to center ice. And the Rivermen will go back to the power play. Chipped into the zone. Green does the smart thing, comes out and plays it. And a 2-minute, I'm pretty sure, interference call. Yep, in front of the net. And the Rivermen will go back to the power play. 13% on the power play, 85% penalty kill for the Barry's Bay Wolves. To the right of Green. Scrum draw, one for the Rivermen. Egan, top of the circle here. Sip pass over to Johnson. Stopped by Green. That takes it, helmet right off the head. Always an exciting game here in Barry's Bay. Shots on goal 48, 28 in favor of Barry's Bay. Both goalies have come up with a bunch of 10-bell saves in this game, and hats off to them both. 6 goals on 75 shots. Face off, rung around the wall there by Bernard, and it will get out and down the ice. Lyle leaves it there. Johnson will be the first man there, leaves it for Denis. skate out through center. Pass over just out of the reach. Menard will send it back from whence it came. That'll kill the first 35 seconds of the power play. Denis being chased back behind the net, and a good hustle there by Kofeld. Got by Menard, Egan did. Kofeld going from one end to the other and makes a nice hit. On his knees trying to make a play now. Sends it back to the blue line. The Rivermen are set up on the power play. Denis walks in behind enemy lines. The pass to the slot hits a gain the zone. Take the lead for the first time in the game. 4 unanswered for the Rivermen if they can tally one. Egan, the pass over the top of the circle, back below the dot. Moyes can't hold on to it. Ryan Lapine was after him hard. Back into the corner, Lapine again on him. He's got Menard with support. Menard being pinned against the wall by Moyes. Kofeld in there, hit by Bird. That comes loose. Bird back to Egan. Man in front of the net. Over to Bird. Shot, hits a stick, goes up into the air. Kofeld finds it first. It's knocked off his stick. The power play is over. Egan being harassed at the blue line. Turning into the slot. And Denis just out of his reach as he ignited. Going towards the net. Moyes back into the slot. Wide open. A great play there to thwart that opportunity. They've killed the penalty. And Stay is off to the races. Jared Stay, shot stopped by Lyle. And he keeps firing, which is a great sign. See, great goal scorers sometimes start shying away from the shot when they've got as many chances as Stay has, but you've got to keep shooting big time. When you've got a lethal shot like him, keep firing it because it's going to eventually go in. Good draw there, won by the Rivermen by Kite. That will get by everyone and go 200 feet. The draw will be back into the Arnprior zone. You can almost taste those pierogies now, eh, son? Indeed, Wilno Tavern Restaurant. Brought them up a few times tonight, and for good reason. Got offered a chance to eat with the club after the game again, and we'll never turn that down, let me tell you. Especially when the food is that good. Chipped a back to Rook. Shot through, and that one stopped by Lyle. Turning away from the puck, Rook kicks it in behind, or Peg behind the net, sending it out in front. Stay was all tied up in knots. Good pinch in there by Nolan Rook. That was sent down the ice, and it's going to be an icing. Sent all the way back down into the Arnprior zone once again. What a game. Hope you're enjoying it back home, folks. Draw to the right of Lyle. Lapine back to Rook. No, it did. McNaughton slowed it down for him. That over to Ryan. Sends it through, and it's blocked. The Rivermen race to the neutral zone. Knocked down. That bouncing puck will come back down to a Wolves stick, and I think it's going to be called for the high stick. And the face-off will be outside the Barry's Bay zone. A very enjoyable atmosphere here, as always, here in Madawaska Valley. The crowd is abuzz. They were loud as anything earlier on, but now they're a little bit tentative. As 3 straight goals at the back of the Wolves net. McKenzie will send that over to Denis. He's looking up ice to Donnelly. It'll be just out of his reach. Rook sifts a pass over to Ryan. Ryan, quick, nice movement there to get away from the forechecker. McNaughton winding up in his own zone. Sends that over to Lapine. Lapine just jumps off his stick. And that's chipped out through center. Warwick, as soon as he comes onto the ice, it's an opportunity there for the Rivermen, but he took that away. Sends it through the mid-ice area. McNaughton knocks that down. He's got 4 Rivermen to beat. He had 4 Rivermen to beat and drew a tripping penalty. That's back to Warwick. Shot through, and Lyle will stop that one nicely. It was a 1-on-4 for Cody McNaughton, coming back the other way, and an Aaron stick got up into his feet and tripped him up. That's a 2-minute power play for the 22% power play of the Wolves. Now, It's very few and far between a shorthanded goal goes in, and the Wolves' first goal of the game was a shorty. Draw one back by the Rivermen, but picked up by the Wolves. McNaughton to Menard, over to McKenzie, to Stay, back down low. Lapine looking, fired it, stopped by Lyle. Lapine turns out of the corner, he'll send it back to Stay. Sifts a pass back to McKenzie, winds up and drills a shot, and Lyle gathers that one, and he'll hold on for the whistle. Stellar net binding by both goalies, Green and for Lyle. Both been spectacular.
Rivermen penalty to number 14, Dan Burton. 2 minutes forward.
1:37 to go in the power play, and a timeout for the Wolves, I think. Yep. Not a lot to bring you up to date around the league. We've got a bunch of finals, but the only game we really were keeping an eye on was the Oil Kings and the Lumberjacks game. That is an 8-6 final for Tweed. It started out where the Lumberjacks led twice, 1-0 and 2-1. Then the Oil Kings led 3-2, 4-3 and 5-4 leads for the Lumberjacks, and then the Oil Kings 6-5. And with only just under the 10-minute mark, they scored to take the lead, and then Elijah Bratney icing the game away on an empty netter. It was his third goal of the game for Elijah Bratney. So the Tweed Oil Kings still knocking on the door. Douglas Little had a goal and 5 assists for the Oil Kings. Goal and 3 assists for Den Herk. 3 goals and assists, as I say, for Bratney. And Dylan Ingram, goal and 2 assists. Fan favorite out there in Tweed. Back to the point. The Wolves send it into the corner. That puck will go along the wall. Back to the point. Lapine sending it over to McNaughton. The rebound! Scores! On the doorstep, Brett McKenzie. And he's got this crowd in a buzz again. His 9th of the season. And the Barry's Bay Wolves are up on top once again. Well, the ricochet off the back wall right to the tape of McKenzie in a perfect spot, and he buries it. Right place, right time, and the timeout call by Maggie really worked out well for them there. I'll tell you, Don Cherry would be proud. Great coaching leads to great results. Sinclair back to Menard. Sift pass up through Sinclair, and Harris will dump it in. McDonald in after it. He's the first man to the puck. McDonald turning away, trying to get himself some room, and he will, and send it into the slot for Lapine. Robert Lapine, a shot, a save by Lyle. Robert Lapine again trying to knife that one towards the net. Sinclair on the doorstep, and the Wolves are buzzing now. Sinclair turning in the corner, tries to turn back, creates some space. He's being harassed like crazy. Rolling puck to the point, and a nice play there by McDonald, but that is a 2-on-1 chance. Menard, the only one back. Sift to Moyes, and that bouncing puck hops on him. Tipped to the front of the net, and it goes wide. Johnson in the corner, and that's chopped by Lapine, and a back pass is out through center. Menard up in the rush. Menard tried to throw it over to Harris, who was just out in front of him. Good try there by Harris. I'm hearing footsteps later on. Egan across the line, a snap shot, a stop by Sean Green. Throwing it around the near side here. Egan on it, but he can't come up with it. That pass out through center. This line needs a line change. Been out there for a while. LaRonde trying to get after that quickly. Coming across the ice here with great speed was Haworth, and he will pick that pass off. Every shift he's been on the ice, he's been excellent. And here he is racing through the neutral zone. Haworth in, around the defender to the backhand, and that's stopped by Lyle. Great end-to-end rush by number 15, Blake Haworth. Big time hustle by that man. Well, again, folks, join us in Wellington County tomorrow as the Durham Hawks play their final game of the season against the Wellington County Royals on the road. Back to the point. Rook will send that into the corner for McKenzie. McKenzie sending it into the slot over to Ryan. Jordan Ryan sending it towards the net. Great support by McKenzie to take the D spot there. In behind the net it goes, sending it out in front of the net, and a bouncing puck connects with the Rivermen. That one goes right back to Lyle, and when it's back to the play, he will hold on to that one and stop the Wolves' onslaught. 11-12 to go. The Wolves have got 4-3 lead late in the game as they come out buzzing. 3-0 early in the second period, and the Rivermen tallied 3 straight. But the Wolves, as they do on their home ice, find a way to get up at any point in the game, secure a W. 28 wins, 2 losses, and 1 tie on home ice since joining the Northern Premier Hockey League. It's the Barry's Bay Wolves record. And they play great on home ice, a lot of teams do. But this fan base is absolutely special. They love their Wolves. They come out in pack form every single night. They're like the 7th man on the ice, let me tell you. Nolan Rook at the blue line. Sends it along the wall. McNaughton lets it go to Robert Lapine. He'll send it into the slot. McNaughton finds that one. Jack Shula sending it behind the net, and it goes around to the far side. Ryan thought about going in after. It's a good thing he didn't, because that puck just died in the corner. Jack Schulist. He has been playing with a burr under his saddle all night tonight. Lyle with a nice save there. Chance now. Robert Lapine dipsy doodling in, trying to get around him. And it's breaking in, and that's a breakaway on goal. Scored! Luca Nocita on a breakaway. Nobody covered for Lapine as he pinched in. And that results in a breakaway goal, and the Rivermen have tied it once again. Just a miscue. Trouble started happening at the blue line, and Robert Lapine, he had committed to the forecheck and just did not. Nobody covered at the line, and that created the 2-on-1. That created a breakaway in the end along the wall. And Arnprior digging hard here. Wark knocks that down. It's sent in. That's an offside. They'll have to collect themselves. The game tomorrow is 7 o'clock, Cheryl. Knocked off his stick, and it goes behind the net. Banks it off the back of the net. And sent in around the boards by Menard. Comes back to the point. Wark chips it back in over the line. The Rivermen sending it in deep. Wark finds the puck. Gives it a slap there. It goes into the corner. And that puck will squirt loose, but they move it back into the corner again. And Wark will try and move it out off the boards, up into the rafters. And we'll start it all over again. I'm going to actually make sure that tomorrow's game is... Sorry, no, it's 7:45, Cheryl, my fault. Face off, one. The Rivermen into the corner. Like a basketball game, the music keeps rolling. Sent out through center, and that will go all the way down for an icing, and face off will result back in the Wolves zone. We got to remember to bring pillows. Holy Dinah.
We should get those seats you just put down with the back.
It's a great idea. Paul and Brian are smart, and they both have those styrofoam things underneath them. Great supporters, Paul and Brian, good men. That's along the wall into the corner. A good hit there to finish the play, and they're out of the zone on a 3-on-2 break. Coming in on the right side, listen to that crowd. Looking for the pass, and it hit a stick and went right towards Lyle. And he'll hold on for the draw. Big shout out to Brian and Paul. We appreciate you guys. The fans here are unbelievable, but we get here usually about an hour, 15 minutes before the warm-up. It's about $1:45 before the game, before puck drop. We're here to talk to a bunch of the fans and stuff and discuss last week and, you know, the goings on around the league, and they are incredible people, and we just want to say thank you for your ongoing support. A pass over. connects, rung around the net and around, and McDonald read that perfectly. He got there first, pins it up against the wall, kicks it back, and that's sent to the blue line, kept in to the dot. The shot, and that's blocked and goes into the corner. Good hit there by Ben Harris to finish the check. Sinclair, the toe drag, gets around a man, and he'll send that deep. Carlin Lyle behind the net, leaves it, and that's sent around to Nocita with the game-tying goal. 2 breakaways have resulted in goals for the Rivermen tonight. Caglietta, the drop pass, that goes astray. McDonald, that hits a stick, that's kept in. A good opportunity here. Menard pulled that away, and they just cannot get it down to the other end of the ice right now at the end of a long shift. McDonald, he picks that up. He sees an opening. McDonald can't gain the blue line. Good hit by Nolan Rook. I'm telling you, number 28, Nolan Rook for Barry's Bay has been something else with the hitting tonight. Every chance he gets, he's getting a Riverman on the end of his shoulder, and it's resulting in some big turnovers and chances for the Wolves. So I don't like having 3 stars. You could have 15 stars in any given night, and it's not fair to just pick 3 of them. Draw to the right of Carlin Lyle. McKenzie with Rook, Stay, and Peg. And on the far right here, it looks like it's Menard. That's back. Stay the shot. The tip went up over the net. Back to the point. Menard sends it towards the net. And Carlin Lyle again with a save. I'll get you updated on his save numbers as well. Shots on goal now 61-31 in favor of Madawaska Valley. Unreal. Draw for McKenzie. He's tied up, but he wins that back to Stay, to Menard. He goes over to Stay now, walking in, shoots it off the goalpost, and it stays out. Menard pinches in, but that's chipped out through center. Nolan Rook backpedals, and he'll slip that pass to Peg along the wall. That would have been dangerous. McKenzie and Stay coming in on a 2-on-1. Peg and his feet, and a nice play there. Look at the fancy moves there by Ethan Peg. He will get the puck across the line over to Menard. Stopped by Lyle again. Stay has had some incredible chances and got a lot of fiberglass and a lot of shots here and just can't find the back of the net as often as he would normally have done by this point in the game. He's racing out through center. Confidence is high with this one. Stay the pass over. Menard the shot. Look for the redirect. That goes back to McKenzie. Shot through a screen. Lyle stops it. And Peg missing that puck as he was pinned against the wall. That goes up to Adrian Moyes. It's into the corner. Slot, and he scored! Arnprior takes the lead for the first time in the game. And it's 5-4 with 6:29 to go. What a shot. Beat him short side. .6:29 remaining. What a play. Great in the corner. And that results in this lead here for the Rivermen. Great efforts here by the Rivermen to stay in this game, being down 3 early, being outshot so heavily. Roughly, I mean, they haven't updated it right yet, I don't think. I just can't get it to go, but it was 61-31 at one point. It's now 64-32. That's around the net. Far side, pinched along the wall there. McNaughton shoots it on net. That bounces back to Lapine, chips it along the wall, and they'll send it down the ice. Hits a big pocket of snow, so Wark's really got to hustle here. Donnelly after it, and he wins the race. Wark does. Sends that to McNaughton. McNaughton tips it over to Jack Schulist. Over to McNaughton. The backhander bounces on him. In front of the net, the chance of shot, and that bounces up and over the net. Wark pinches in. He's supported there by Jack Schulist. 3 Wolves in the corner, and they'll come out with it. Tried to send it in front. That was almost a break. And Wark, he's had to hustle every moment of this shift, digging in. He'll pick that up, send that over. Lapine back into their own zone. Sends it through the mid-ice area to Jack Schulist. Schulist shoots it, and it's stopped by Lyle. That'll bounce all the way to the blue line, and the Rivermen are out. Good play there by Menard to take the man and not worry about the puck. And this one's out to center ice, drilled right back in again. And Green will stop it behind the net, and it's going to be an icing. And the Rivermen are complaining. I don't know why, but it was about 21 feet on this side of the red line. So they are calling it at center ice. My mistake. 5 minutes and 5 seconds to go here in the third period. Knocked down at center ice. The Rivermen gain the blue line. Kite hit along the wall, but he gets it in behind the net. Menard sends it back to the far side there. And Pegg going after this one. He'll be outraced. Pinned along the wall was Kite. McKenzie turning in the corner. McKenzie over to Pegg. Pegg around to the far side there, and Cuglietta will pick it up. Send it back in. Pegg behind the net. Skating out through center. Pegg over to Stay. Stay in now. On goal. Stopped by Carlin Lyle. Sends it out through center. That's knocked down. Shot. A stop by Lyle again. Back to Menard. Shot through, and Lyle makes another blocker save. Back to the point. Menard back towards the net. Backhand! And he scored! Jared Stay! Shot number 102 in the game by Jared Stay. And this one finds twine. Number 29 on the season. And it's a 5-5 tie again. Jared Stay, a consummate professional, does not give up, just keeps hunting down goals. Every shot's been on the forehand. That's his first backhand of the game, and it finds the back of the net. He's got such a laser forehand that, you would think a few of them would go in, but that one there, backhand in front, two guys open, him and McKenzie in front of that net, and it's 5-all. We are back to even Steven. Cody McNaughton to Lapine, knocked off his stick. And the Rivermen are wheeling out through center. A 3-on-2, ripped a shot, and a great play by Ethan Pegg to get that away from the front of the net. Schulist to Lapine, in for McNaughton, a shot, a stop, the rebound is there, but it's knocked away by the Rivermen, and we got fire wagon hockey now. Shot up over the net, hits the glass, and comes around to the near side to Johnson. He'll throw it rink wide. McNaughton will pick it up and skate out through center on a 3-on-2. McNaughton drops it back. Schulist to Lapine, the backhand. No, he turns up. Looking to the dot. Back to Rook. The slap shot, stopped by Lyle. Schulist in the corner, throwing it back to the point. Rook, that's over. To Lapine, a shot from the point, knocked down in front of the net, right to the tape, back to the point, and a great play by Rook, because Moyes was standing out in center ice, and he would have been all alone on a breakaway. Great play by Rook, and it's inside the zone with 2:30 to go here in the third, in a tie game. Stay knocked it down. McNaughton with it at the dot, over to Stay, and it went in behind him. Stay to the point. Rook sends it down along the wall. Lapine's there first, looking in front for Stay, but he'll wait. Lapine. Nice play to get around him there. And they're all set up. The backhand goes to Jared Stay, to the point now. To Ryan Lapine. He'll send it low. McKenzie. Lapine. Now to Robert Lapine. Shot through, the rebound's there! And he scores! A redirect, a rebound, and it's a 6-5 lead. And the Wolves have that one-goal cushion once again. Holy Dinah indeed. The Wolves took this crowd into a frenzy A point shot by Ryan Lapine couldn't be handled, and the bounce went right to the doorstep. And this crowd's into a frenzy once again. 1 minute, 55 seconds to go. Unrelenting offense by the Wolves. Sent in behind the net. McKenzie in there first. Bird on him, but it's drilled around the wall to Stay. Jared Stay. He'll receive that pass again from Laurent. Good stick there, Laurent. And Laurent took a skate to the head, and he is in some discomfort. The Rivermen back the other way now, though. Cross the blue line. He's in on goal, looking for the wrap, and a great play by Menard to stay with him. Sends it around to Laurent. That pass is given away, and a shot far side and wide. 1:15 to go. To the corner. Cheney knocked off the puck along the half wall. That's given away. That's going up into the mesh, and when it comes back down, there'll be 1 minute and 9 seconds left in this third period. Epic tilt between the Rivermen and the Wolves. A win here in 1 minute and 9 seconds. Book the Barry's Bay Wolves ticket to April 24th's Outlaw Tournament, first annual in the Northern Premier Hockey League. Shots on goal, 73-34 in favor of Barry's Bay. Goal scorers in this third period. Madawaska Valley's Brett McKenzie from Cody McNaughton and Robert Lapine made it 4-3 Wolves. Luca Nocita from Andrew Coglietta breakaway made it 4-4. Daniel Birdie made it 5-4. Rivermen from Adrian Moyes and Dan Johnson. Jared Stay from Blake Menard and Brett McKenzie tied it again. And Robert Lapine from Brett McKenzie with 1:56 to go in the third have us where we are. 4 points for McKenzie and 3 for McNaughton, Stay, and Lapine. A huge performance tonight for Carlin Lyle. 67 saves of 73. Does he have more in the bag? And can the Rivermen pull it off? The Wolves at the draw with Bird. And it's one behind the net. Menard rung it around the wall, and that will get all the way down for an icing with 1 minute and 2 seconds remaining here in the third period. You can cut the tension in here, folks, with a butter knife. They know. They're a very informed fan base. They know what this game means. They all know that they will be back here next Saturday after this Saturday's game with North Dundas to play the Shawville Pontiacs. But will they be in the Outlaw Tournament? The draw. Lapine and Bird tie up. Back to Menard. It's knocked out through center. That hit the mesh, and they are going to blow it dead inside the zone. Very animated group over there on the Arnprior bench, let me tell you. It's actually an incredibly short bench right now. A lot of guys are winded. A lot of effort's been put into this one to try and get their season ended on a high note. One more again tomorrow for the Rivermen as well. But this draw is one back to the point. Sifted along the wall, 6-on-5, net empty at the Arnprior end. Denny, the top of the circle now, and the shot's kicked away. 2 huge saves by Green, and he keeps the door shut with 43.5 seconds remaining here in the third. Green has been spectacular. Aside from one goal where they caught him on the wraparound, he has been outstanding as well. Great goaltending performance. Face-off one for the Rivermen. They'll set up inside the zone now. Straddling the line is Denis. Looking for the pass. Stopped by Green. And he keeps the door shut on the second one as well. Moyes in the corner. Lapine on him quick. Up along the wall. Trying to knock it down. Robert Lapine gets there first. Battling and being hog-tied. And a penalty coming to the Rivermen. As I'll tell you, if they had a rope, he would have had it around his neck. And that's going to be... Is it? Yeah, it's 2 minutes to... Oh, it's 2 minutes to Robert Lapine. No, it can't be. Who's the penalty to? I'm not sure why they blew it dead if there's no penalty being called, but it's got to be to the. It's a penalty to Robert Lepine. Okay. Well, disregard what I said then. I guess he wasn't tackled. It's going to be a penalty to Arnprior or to Barry's Bay. I don't know what he did. Did you see what happened? No. Okay. Well, nonetheless, it's going to be a face-off to the right of Sean Green. Thank you, Sherry. Yep, we're going to drive safe and slow the whole way home. We'll be back at her again tomorrow. 2 minutes for holding. Okay. Well, it'll be a 6-on-4 now for Arnprior for the last 20 8/10 of a second of the third. They may be trying to get time on the clock as well. I was confused. I was certain Robert was tackled inside of his own zone and brought down, I didn't know why they called it at center ice either with Barry's Bay with the puck, but I must have missed something, and it's a 6-on-4 for the Rivermen. I had a good line there, too, with the whole hog tied him and all that type of stuff with the rope. I thought that was pretty clever. Got kind of ruined now. Oh, the Pink Panther music. That's awesome. Hope you're enjoying it, folks. We'll be back at her tomorrow. 7:45 start from Wellington as the Durham Hawks play the Wellington County Royals for their last game of the season. North Dundas will be here to visit Barry's Bay for the finale of both teams' season. Depending on how this shapes up, it may take one more night for Barry's Bay to secure their spot in the Outlaw tournament. But if they can fend them off for 20 8/10, they will be there. As Tweed did win today, which still forces Barry's Bay to have to win. And 3.3 seconds left in the period. No, I'm just kidding. There was 20.8, so there might be 23.3, 33.3 seconds now. Barry's Bay's crowd is not happy. Holy Dinah. The draw is one. Back, Menard to the blue line. Kept inside the zone. The pass to the corner. Good play by Menard to take the man into the slot. Backhand goes wide. Behind the net, chip back along the wall. 17 seconds remaining. Turning to the corner. Top. Johnson, the block by Stay to the blue line and kept in. Egan, shot stopped by Green. 4 seconds on the clock, and that's it. The Outlaw Tournament will feature the Barry's Bay Wolves as well. And boy, did they have to go to war to get it, folks. Unbelievable. Wow. Your final shots on goal favor the Barry's Bay Wolves 73-37. Your point men tonight, 4 points for Mackenzie, 3 for McNaughton, Stay, and Robert Lepine. Menard with 2 assists and a goal for Jack Schulist. The Arnprior Rivermen had a great game. They fought all the way to the bitter end. And big salute to the crowd here from the Wolves. And the Rivermen should be very happy with their performance. They played a great game. But Barry's Bay comes out on top. And we'll be playing the North Dundas Rockets here tomorrow. So, folks, we hope that you enjoyed the game because we love bringing it to you. And when it's live, it's just even better. But join us tomorrow, 7:45 from Wellington, as Durham plays the Royals in their season finale. Thanks, Barry's Bay, for a great season. Good luck in the playoffs. I'm sure we'll be along for the ride as well. And we love bringing it to you, folks. We hope you love it as much as we do. Bye for now.